Hello, here I am alone. Eric had to run back out. Hey, Barbara and Forge, how are you, Troy? I know we hit 1K this week. We did a thank you video, and Eric totally wanted to put it out, but I was like, can you just wait in case like we go back to like 950 or something? Like, don't put it out yet. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I'm a little nervous. And he was like, okay, whatever. But you know what? When I went to bed that night, I was like, Jesus, please don't let us go back under 1K. Please let it stick. And it did. And I was so excited. Hey, Caleb, how are you? So, yeah, Eric had to run back out real quick because he got attacked by ants when he was watering the trees. Eric, can you close that? Because that's going to drive me nuts. Like right there. That right there. Boom. It's going to drive me bonkers. So you have to not mind me tonight. I got my glasses on, so I'm going to have the ring light eyes because I can't put my contacts in.
Why can't you put contacts in?
Because I don't have any more that work. I'm out of contacts.
What's up, everybody?
Kris. Hey, Kris and Larry Homestead. Troy is here from Barbara and Forge. Caleb is here. Our treasured home, Nancy. How are you? Nancy did a video. Hey, Joe. How are you? Okay. So Nancy at our treasured home. Last week, we were talking about how I saw a chupacabra. Right? Was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. But
2 weeks ago, we're talking about how I saw
so much talking. Sometimes it's hard to remember.
How I saw a chupacabra one time, and Nancy did a video on it. Nancy is my proof. She's my evidence.
Oh, she had a chupacabra.
That
thing?
She saw it.
Where?
She saw the mangy looking animal. Boom, right there. Hey, Generational Homestead, how are you? Thank you so much, Nancy. Indiana Backyard Gardener, hello. Miss Rebecca, how are you, beautiful lady? I'm finally here to me lives going. I know there's a bunch of lives tonight. Yeah, in Virginia. See, she saw it in Virginia, which is only a hop, skip, and a chupacabra jump away from Maryland, where I saw it at the mental asylum. But we don't need to talk about the mental asylum fact. But it was there. I'm telling you, it was there. Nancy saw it. She also told a bunch of spooky stories. And let me just tell you, I was retelling them to my daughter, Nancy, and it was making me laugh even more. I was like, look, if I was Nancy's friend that would be hanging out with her all the time, I'd have been like, peace out, Nancy. You're coming to my house from now on, Chico. We're not coming back to your place. She had some spooky stuff going on in her house when she was a kid. It was crazy.
Well, that I can't speak to, but the whatever. Chupacabra.
Hey, how are you, Daniel D. Baca Maker?
Out in the baseball field.
Just got home from a long-awaited.
It's not the field of dreams. Settle down.
Hey, our Okie Homestead. How are you? Desert Go is here. Thank you for coming. Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay,
you're really spunky again today.
Yeah, I'm just excited.
Are you getting rest?
Just changing over to the laptop for chat. I know it's nice to be able to chat, right? I'm gonna try to start dropping links here in a minute. I just finally got my computer up and working. Last week it was giving me a mess. You know what? It's funny because with Jonathan working during the day, it's funny because I've noticed. So our 14-year-old started working at the local feed store. He gets
a sweatshop.
Not a sweatshop. Eric is here, right? This is where the party is at. Hey, 12 Stones Ranch, how are you? Hey, Stephanie, how are you? I'm going to talk about Stephanie in a second. See, Stephanie Hester, I made a friend today.
Oh,
I know. Okay, and I'll tell you about her in a second.
I know it's hard for you to make friends, so I'm really proud of you.
And see, look, chupacabras eat goats, so I'm sure they have traveled through the U.S.
Guys.
I'm telling you, chupacabras are a thing. If you don't believe it, you should, and then you'll know when you see one. Hey, Hugo Homestead, how are you? Our Okie Homestead. I want to apologize. I think y'all maybe thought I didn't like Longhorn. I'm actually an advocate because of how lean they are. Oh, no, not at all. I think, because we've had conversations about the Longhorn. Do not apologize to us. You were fine. We have good conversations about that stuff. Longhorn meat's pretty good. Yeah. I'm glad you're an advocate for long. Most people poo-poo it, though. They're like, it's awful. And I'm like, it's really not bad.
It's like people that poo-poo the idea of eating a pot-bellied pig because
that's taboo.
Right, it's taboo. So, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
Eating Longhorn.
Caleb, be quiet. They are real. JRC Homestead, how are you? Dry and hot Texas Hill Country. Look, it registered 107 today. He's outside at 7:30 at night, and it's 101. I was like, it's just cooled off to a balmy 101 degrees for the evening. In the garden, watering, being a bit. Howdy, everyone. Hi, Gwen. How are you? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. That was you trying to be cool. Anyway, no, we're not back on the chupacabra. I just wanted to say that if you're looking for verification that the chupacabra exists and someone else in this stream of people has seen one,
Did they video it?
She didn't video it, but she has a lot of other things that she had proof of that she can't find right now. Nope. She was on a secret private investigator mission when she saw the chupacabra. So please don't even try.
Well, let me get this.
Longhorn are one of the best because of how lean, not to mention those gorgeous horns. I know.
Let me get this straight for a second. We talk about it on one of the lives. And
yes,
then
JJ's right.
2 weeks later, you just happen to see a chupacabra.
Whatever. Okay. So.
But she doesn't record it.
I didn't record it. I didn't get a chance to. Hey, Sharon, how are you?
How do we know this person's even real?
Who, your mom, Sharon?
No, the chupacabra lady.
Nancy?
Yeah.
She did a video about it. She's a real person. You don't think Nancy's real? I've seen her face. She lives in Ohio. She lives in Columbus. I'll be going there in 3 weeks.
You know what?
Drive over and see me, Nancy.
Troy, can you go check that out for us?
All I ever saw was a coyote with severe mange, and that believed to be chupacabra. You don't know. Maybe it was, Daniel. Maybe it was. See? Virginia, 2007. Right there for Nancy. Right there. Nancy's my proof. She was a private investigator. She has like good like brain power stuff. See?
All right. You're going to have to get off my chair. You're driving me crazy.
Okay. So that was a chupacabra. I'm done with the chupacabra. I just want to say done. Okay. But I had proof. Somebody knows.
Jocelyn knows, apparently.
Yeah. You know Nancy. Our treasured home, Nancy. Anyway, a lot of Kris and mange, but no chupacabra. You never know.
Oh, no, I know.
I am, but I'm not going to have a vehicle, Troy. So I can't drive anywhere. I'm going to Uber from the airport to my hotel and then walk from the hotel to the conference center because I'm going to be like in downtown Columbus. So if you want to come see me, come meet me. We can have lunch.
Jeez, what if he came all the way to Texas and you couldn't even meet him?
He didn't come to Texas. He was in Arkansas and I couldn't get there. It's a good thing I didn't because kids got sick right after that. They would have gotten him sick. It would have been so bad. Okay, your dad's here. Hey. Okay, so today I was yesterday. Hey, Miss Denise, how are you? So today I was it was yesterday. Today I was in this North Texas like homestead group that I'm in. And there was a lady. It was like, hey, everybody, Is
this the lady you were talking about earlier?
This is Stephanie. She was like, hey, everybody. Hey, Road Dogs Customs, how are you? She was like, if you live in this area, I'm just trying to meet up with some people, just kind of find people that are new. So I reached out to her and was like, hey, I'm not super close, but I'm a little close. She's in Wolf City area. I'm in Poetry, we're not far.
Yeah.
So I was like, reaching out to her.
Yeah, less than an hour.
Super sweet lady. We started chatting and she's been on East Coast, West Coast, but we just started talking and it was so nice because we ended our conversation with prayer. Like I asked her, I said, well, it always feels super overwhelming when you first start a homestead. And I sent her a video of our channel and I was like, look, we have a bunch of stuff on there. You can take a look if you want. It's up to you. But I didn't want to be like, hi, here's my YouTube channel. Come watch me. So I didn't want to be a weirdo. Right. But it was so cool. Yes, right? It was so cool to be able to chat with her. She's been to Maryland. She used to live in Maryland for a little bit of time. She might have been in Virginia when that chupacabra was there in 2007.
Maybe she caught a glimpse of one too.
She might have. Stephanie, just let us know.
I was going to think of this here. Do you think a chupacabra is like the pet of Bigfoot?
It could be. Hey, Glenda, Grace and Fire, how are you? It could be. Okay, wait. Give me a shout, Monica. I'll see what sort of goofy excuse I can come with not to meet up. Hey, you know what? If your children get sick, that's fine. Don't meet. I should have came and I should have brought my fevered child to come visit you. That's what I should have done.
Sorry, Troy, I had to work. I'm just going to keep it real.
I'm
not going to make stuff up.
But I didn't make nothing up. That child was sick. Are you joking me right now? Okay. So anyway, back to Stephanie. I got to meet up with her via PM and she says, ready? Check this out. She says, I said, well, what are your top 2 needs? What are the top 2 things that you need for your homestead right now? And you know what she said? See, she saw one too. See, she might even have one here in Texas. If you get a picture, send it to me.
Let me see.
I need it for proof. Troy, you don't have to believe me. It's fine. I know I'm not a liar. The Lord knows my heart. I'm fine. Okay, ready? Yes, Desert Ghost Theory and Chupacabra is terrified of Mr. Eric's. Okay, so ready? Stephanie says, here's her top 2 needs right now.
It is my beard that he's afraid of.
His beard. Yeah. 1, her need is she was struggling to get her garden started.
Okay.
She wants to do, are you ready? Back to Eden gardening.
Oh, we know somebody that does that.
So I was like, so then the second thing is that she's dealing with some fencing issues. She wants to get some fencing done. Her husband works long hours and it's hard, right? So I'm like, dude, I get it. Fencing is hard. But number one, I can totally help you with the thing. I can help you with the back to Eden, not me personally, but I was like, well, I know a friend. So I contacted Carmen over at Jesus Love and Homesteader and then got her in touch with Stephanie. And Stephanie was able to hook up and send her a video or a picture of her garden area. And I'm so excited. I don't know what a quokka is or a quokka. I don't know what that is, but I believe it.
I'm going to take it off because if you're going to act like that, you're going to scare the new people away. Stephanie's like, I'm out. These people
She's like,
are weird.
I'm done. No, but seriously, the coolest thing is now Stephanie has made friends with Carmen, and Carmen is local too. And it's awesome because we have these connections, and this is what homesteading's about. And I told her, I was like, and if you need access to a trailer, because they have big trucks, but they don't have the hitch and they don't have the trailer. I was like, well, if you get a hitch, let me know. You can borrow a trailer and we can go down and help you get some compost or whatever. Because I know you know some places that we can get it. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
She loves Papa's connections. I don't know what that means.
Dad, you're like Jesus. Like when Jesus connects you.
Oh, I see.
Boom.
Papa. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Father God, right there. Boom. It took me a second too. I was like, wait, what? Okay, I got it. So it's neat because now I put her in touch with another Christian that's local and, well, not super local to her, but kind of local-ish. But anyway, yeah, it's awesome. Goat droppings, horse and cow droppings, and very little bit of hay has worked for me on gardening. Yeah, I'm telling you, all the poop works great for gardening.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have any animals yet. And so that's why she might need to go outside of that and get that, stuff. So
we can help her with that.
Joe Hop says, quokkas are little marsupials that are very photogenic, native only to Rossness Island off the coast of Western Australia. See, it's probably said like that. Quokkas. I bet you it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Tina, how are you?
Speaking of being weirdos.
Are you calling Tina Ladybug a weirdo?
No, I'm talking about you and your bird calling for chupacabras or whatever.
Good thing.
Tina
Ladybug,
anyway,
pull something on. You should be pulling.
Anyway, Tina Ladybug, how you doing? Indiana Backyard Gardener. I think Monica said hi to you earlier.
Yes. Hey,
So,
Hat Creek Homestead, how are you?
Oh, you got on there quicker than I did.
I am.
So, yeah, so Monica was mentioning about the ant attack. And, man, I don't even know where these things are. I'm out there.
They're in the ground. You should watch where you walk.
Okay. Anyway, that was not funny.
It was funny.
All right. Anyway, I'm out there trying to water the tree. This one, I actually would like to do a review on the tree bags. I don't know exactly what brand you got, but
I can tell you.
They are lifesavers. If you're out there and you're trying to grow trees, these things are lifesavers. You don't have to go out every single day and water. You can keep the water level up automatically. It does it for you. It's awesome. Anyway, one of them, I don't know if it's clogged up somehow or something, but the one tree is kind of, it looks sad sometimes. So I have to give it a little extra water around the root system. And 2 nights ago, I got destroyed. Last night, I was like, I remember where I was. I'm going to stay away from it because it's a little bit grassy there.
Were they flying ants? If they weren't on the ground, Chris wants to know, were they flying ants then? I said they were on the ground. You said that wasn't funny. Maybe they were flying ants. See?
Well, fire ants are no laughing matter.
Flying ants. Not fire ants, flying ants. Hey, Stuart's Prepping, how are you? Thank you very much.
Anyway, so I'm out there watering. And so...
He don't know what kind of ants they were. Don't worry, Chris. They were ones on the ground.
All right, I don't... Okay.
Caleb, I'll donate $20. You can fold a piece of paper in half 8 times. How about I just take $20 out of your bank account and call it even?
Yikes. Easy does it there. All right, we're not going into doodle bugs right now. Anyway, so I'm watering, right? And then I don't know if it made me think of it because of all the movie talking last week.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future Part 3. When they were in the bar, remember when the bad guys came in and told Clint Eastwood, which was Michael J. Fox, told him to dance. So he started like doing
That's exactly what you were doing out there. I saw you out
twirls
there.
and the moonwalking. That's what I looked like when them ants started attacking me. And they were biting the other ant bites.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah. So it's like double the itch.
Wow, your story was great.
Well, thank you so much for paying attention.
Your story was very enthralling. Really sorry about that. But the great thing is that we have essential oils because we do like natural stuff. And so immediately when he came inside, he should be washing his ant bites. 2, put some tea tree on them. And 3, cover with lavender. So that's what he should be doing. Check, check, check.
Nope.
And then he should tape some aphids smell maybe. And Indiana Backyard Gardener says, glad they weren't in your pants. Ants in your pants.
Fire ants in my pants, dude, I would cry like a baby.
Yeah. That could get bad.
That would be painful.
Eric was able to almost finish that story. Well done, buddy. He did finish the story, and you heard the end of it, right?
What are you doing?
That was the response. We don't have crickets. We have a ceiling fan. See? Cherokee Homestead, gotta feed the critters. Y'all have a good one. Thank you very much. Tina says better than a Texas chigger. Yeah. Chiggers are no fun.
Chiggers are bad.
No fun. Thank you so much, the Vineyard Farmhouse. We appreciate that. We did. We hit 1,000 subscribers this week. I am super excited. It's impossible to fold a piece of paper in half 7 times. Well, you said 8 times. So why couldn't you do it?
I don't know. Why is he even
Why are you
talking
being
about?
confusing?
Why aren't you not paying attention to my fire ant story?
Yeah, because it was that great.
Wow, thanks.
Okay, so I have a good story. You want to hear my story?
Is this about the pigs again?
Oh, well, I'm taking care of the pigs for my son who is working. The Cure for Chiggers, clear nail polish. That's a thing, yeah.
Heard that. Yeah.
It did never work for us. Not for me anyway. I'm surprised I haven't cost any chiggers or triggers. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Bomber Steve's in here. How are you? Wait, I didn't see him come in. Hey, Berkshire Farm. How are you? Jackie and Frank here.
What's going on?
So
there's Bomber Steve.
There's Bomber Steve. I see him now.
What's going
I'm
on?
trying to post links. So I'm like, plantain salve is the best. Okay. So real quick.
Tell your boring story.
Not boring. My son's been getting up for work and stuff. And so he's up really early. And so he's been like more spunky and peppy and actually in a better mood these past few days, which has been really kind of cool. And it feels like by the evening, I'm like dragging sometimes by like 11 a.m. I'm like, oh my gosh, the morning. But it's been really nice to be able to get up earlier and get to bed earlier and not feel like you're just dragging so much. Anyway, so I'm up in the morning taking care of the pigs, which is normally my 14-year-old's job. A few weeks ago, we had the explosion in my face where it went all the way to the moon. And then today I'm in Peter's pen. Thank you, Bomber Steve. You're awesome. So today I'm in the pig pen with Peter, the pig. And I'm like, hey buddy, how's it going? I'm going to put this little shade up for you because it's going to be like, I don't know, 1,001 degrees today and you're going to die. So I'm going to put some shade up for you. That everybody thinks is stupid, but I do it anyway. So I have Elijah, the 10-year-old, helping me. He's on the other side. He's like hooking things up, right? Monica, 2 + 2 equals chicken. I'm not on anything, I promise. So, hey, Jake, how are you? So I'm putting up this little thing, and Peter comes over to see what's going on. This big, like 300-pound pig comes over to see what's going on. And I reach my right hand back, and I'm like, no, Peter, be nice. And I reach to grab his muzzle to pet him so that he can know it's just me. And he's like, oh, hey, Monica, how's it going? So as I touch his face, he goes, and he like basically takes his muzzle that's like this long and he bangs into my backside, like literally into my butt because he's tall. And when he does, I have no stability on this like edge of this mud pit that I'm standing in front of. And so anyway, my left foot goes straight into the mud. I'm down like halfway up my shin into my pants, like everything. And I'm like, oh no, my shoe. Cause I'm wearing these like little garden shoes, which not good for the mud.
I think they're referred to as duck shoes.
The duck shoes. I'm wearing my duck shoes that I use for my garden. Yeah, I'm using that in the pig pen, which I shouldn't have. And then I take my right foot and promptly throw it into the mud as well, going also down into the mud. It was awful. I had to pull my body out of the mud. It was so gross and so nasty because that's his like waller where like all the nasty mud like runs, like the water runs down into that. It was so gross. And he didn't care about me at all. I'm pretty sure he laughed. If pigs laughed, he was laughing. And he went to the bathroom and then he walked away from his little bathroom area and then laid in the other side.
Wait, he's got a bathroom out there?
Yeah, that little bathroom area, the little potty area he pees and poops in behind me. Because it was behind me. I was standing on the other side of it.
I don't think it's a bathroom.
Yeah, Sharon, if you would have looked out your window, you would have heard me going, Peter, that wasn't very nice. I was hollering at him. I was so mad. And Elijah was like, Mom? I was like, yep. Oh, that was great. Thanks, Peter. I was so mad, but it is what it is. So
now
that's my experience of helping out, trying to do my job.
That's right, Jake. Because Monica actually sent a picture. It's like this meme, I guess, that Caleb, my oldest, always, and then of course some of the other kids do it as well. But
Oh yeah, our kids meme us.
So Monica
In our life.
sent the picture, and the top part of the picture was like her face to face with Peter, smiling. And what was the caption?
I put it up on my Instagram today too. It was it was like basically like how people think it's going, doing the morning chores with pigs, and then I was like how it's actually going. So me, it's like yay, and then in reality, it's like me covered in mud or like pig feed in my face. Because it could have been that one 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying my hardest to like do it exactly the way it's done, so the pigs can have the routine and all that. And of course, one thing after another is happening.
Pigs are all into their routines.
No, they're really smart animals. So they poop and pee in the same area. They do all that stuff. Yeah, you have to do it again. Well, Mark from what's it called? Little Farm. What's it called?
That's true. Desert goat.
Pig mud. This pig mud was not good for the skin. It was disgustingly stinky for the skin, is what it was. The only time I ever heard my dad swear was over hogs. I can imagine that happening. Pigs are I was trying to chase the little piglets back into the pen 2 nights ago, and I am like screaming and hollering at them. I was like, "Get in the pen, you idiots!" I was so mad. Hey, Rich, it's Rich's birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday.
So yeah. Vineyard Farmhouse, would you like to do a live with me at some point? Blanche was saying, yeah, reach out to us via email. Just get in touch with us. Our email is PL Ranch, Promised Land Ranch, PL Ranch 2014 at gmail.com. I'll put it right here up in the thing. So
it's also on the about part of our channel.
Thank you.
Yeah. So last night I was.
I think so. And he in a backyard gardener. Yeah. Maybe he thought you looked hot. The mud would cool you off. For sure. And then he proceeded to go lay in the sun after I gave him this nice shaded area.
Well, I'll get back to Peter in just a second. But I will say this, that last night I was trying to get ready for bed. And so Monica was in the bedroom with 3 or 4 of the kids. And I was back in the bathroom brushing my teeth, doors closed. And all of a sudden I hear Monica screaming at the top of her lungs. And I'm getting ready to like jet out there to see what is happening with her, because I for sure thought somebody was getting hurt, destroyed. That's what it sounded like. And
it was scary.
It was a spider.
No, it wasn't just any spider. The spider was next to our bed, climbing underneath of Eric's stuff to try to go under the area to get to our bed so that we could go to sleep, and it was going to just crawl in my mouth. I know it. It was going to crawl in my mouth or crawl in my nose.
You just think like it's looking for a human to jump in its mouth.
Yes. Yes. Hey, Garrett, how are you? Yes. It's waiting for me to breathe. And it's like, oh, yummy. And it wants to go in there.
So it's like a nurse or a doctor.
Well, the good thing,
your pulse.
Hey, I was trying to save your life because that spider was coming to your side first.
I didn't care.
You should. You have allergies to stuff. You're like that person that has allergic reactions. You should care. If it goes into your mouth,
so
you would.
Here's the thing. Like I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden they found it at the foot of our bed this time.
Oh, yeah.
Down on the floor. And I'm thinking this thing's going to be like a monster. Right?
It doesn't need to be a monster. It's a spider. Look, I deal with spiders almost the size of the palm of my hand out in that stupid garden all the time. I can deal with that stuff. But let me just tell you, not extra protein, Kris. This thing was freaking me out. It was little, but it was going to get it went in my mouth. Nope. No.
If it was a wolf spider, you think it had little babies on its back?
It wasn't a wolf spider.
Oh, okay.
I know it wasn't. I saw it. It wasn't.
Was it?
It looked like
daddy long legs.
It looked like a black widow.
It was not no black widow. Get
saying.
out of town. I need to get the kids in here to witness this. You just
yes, Little Ridge Farm. It was Little Ridge Farm. Thank you. Road Dogs Customs. I knew it. I was trying to think of his name. Little Ridge Farm. Mark with Little Ridge Farm. He was on Facebook today, and he said, I bet Eric would have liked to get a retake of that or a video of that. I was like, yeah, I could see him now out there saying, hey, Eric, hey, Monica, wait, stay right there. No, wait, get back out and jump back in. He was laughing. I was like, yeah, we had a conversation about today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Mark right there. Road Dog Customs. Yeah. Wait, Mark, do you have 2 channels?
Wait, he does have to. What?
I don't think this is just his channel. I'm putting Road Dog Customs up. Okay, anyway. But yes, Mark. It was Mark. We were having fun laughing about that.
So talking about Peter, Peter, for those who don't know, is
our ginormous.
Okay, I see Troy's comment about the black widow is no bigger than the thumbnail.
See?
It was probably that size, but it was not a black widow.
It was black.
It had brown and stuff on it.
How do you know she didn't have a husband?
Oh, and
could have been a black widow.
This was the funny part, Ready? It was one of the younger kids that was like, it was probably a brown recluse mom.
Yeah.
Which then she panicked even more.
Not good.
Okay. Anyway, so back to Peter. For those who don't know, we raised Peter from a baby, a little piglet. I don't know, a couple days old. We pulled him off of his mama because he was not doing well.
He had gotten his ear injured. His eyes were closed, sealed shut. There was infection. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. So we were working on fences, Stephanie, wherever you are. We are nearly experts with fencing. Yeah. And so last night we got this new litter of piglets that we have. Like we've had.
Hey, Texas lady, how are you?
We've had.
I don't like spiders.
She's been in here for a little while.
I don't like spiders neither.
We've had piglets, like the litter of them they'll get out. Even hog paneling, they get out. They climb out, and then they're like a little gang. They run around the barn. They run around the house, and it's kind of cute. I'll be honest with you.
It's cute because they're like a little posse. They're like a gang.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah. You weren't listening.
I was ignoring you. Sorry.
Oh, you're ignoring me. Cool. Anyway, this litter, for some reason, has been caught in the neighbor's yard, and I'm not talking about like my mom and dad neighbor. I'm talking about across the street.
Across the street. I'm sorry, I'm hyping you.
Yeah, you're a good hype girl. This weekend, I was woke up by the neighbor on the other side of my mom and dad that was driving down the road and saw a litter of piglets wandering across the street. So she stopped and called me because she's like, "Are these yours? They don't look like they're feral hogs." And I was like, "No, they're mine." Anyway, so we were working on fences, and one of the little piglets, and I mean, they're only, how old are they? Like 2 weeks? They're just about 2 weeks, right?
They're just over 3 weeks. They turn 3 weeks on Thursday.
Okay. So 3 weeks old. Okay.
Gary, stop inviting them to a party. They can't.
So they're not that big, but I went into the farrowing pen where each of our stalls has farrowing areas. And so I went in to pick up this one because he couldn't get out of where Peter was. And I picked up this little piglet. And I don't know if you've seen the video where we were dealing with the boar. In that video, I had to carry a sidearm because I just didn't know what the boar was going to do. Well, Peter he's pretty big now. He's probably easily huge. 350. Easily huge. 350. And I picked up this little piglet. I kind of cornered it into the farrowing area.
In Peter's pen.
I picked up this little piglet, and Peter came in with his mouth open towards me. And
he was making big, I'm going to kill you sounds.
Yeah.
Because when pigs get aggressive, they start like making that real aggressive grunting sound.
Yeah, he was doing the grunting. And I put the piglet down. And I actually, because Monica calls Peter out with, usually she'll say snacks, and Peter takes off because he's a pig. Well, I yelled out to her. I was like, "You better get him away from me or he's not coming out." It's like two of us went in, one's coming out. It's like Mad Max up in this joint. Okay. And someone was going to get hurt. I'm going to say that. So anyway,
but no Mad Max. And
that was a scary moment because you just don't know. Them animals are so strong that normally I don't worry. And that was the first thing I think Luke or Caleb had asked me was, where was my sidearm? And I told him I didn't. Why would I need it with Peter?
This pig has grown up in our yard.
He literally. You can ride him. You can scratch him behind his ears, his butt. You can get him to lay down, rub him on his belly, and
see. Look, Caleb.
Caleb. You weren't.
Caleb was here. Caleb was here for the whole show.
Caleb.
He was right there. Go ahead.
Can I? Okay. So he was not in the farrowing pen.
No, you weren't.
But when you have a 3-foot opening and there's a 2.5-foot wide pig standing in your way and you're not getting out. Wait, what? Jen, come on now.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Jen, that's not a good way to come into the channel.
Bringing the truth.
That's not the way we got to come in.
Jen just had a birthday too. Her birthday was the other day.
I can't wish her. You know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person.
Happy late birthday, Jen.
Happy late birthday.
You're gonna be the bigger person. Oh my gosh, that's so wrong. Oh.
Anyway, so the message to be learned or to be given is
don't trust Peter the pig.
Do not trust these animals. take the proper precaution no matter what you're doing, or else. Jake, 100, my friend, 100.
What do you say? What, bullseye?
It's a bullseye.
He's laughing at you first.
The thing was, honestly,
yes, he was grunting very loud.
I'm a pretty, when I'm faced with adversity like that, I'm usually pretty calm, and I kind of like think through it.
You were faced with adversity? That was adversity? Peter trapping you into the corner? That we should have redone that. We should redo that in a video. We want to redo my pig pen fall. We should redo Peter attacking you.
We can do a reenactment, like remember those murder shows where they would like do.
We should have cut his ear off. That's rude.
Down at the bottom, it says that these are only actors or something like that. Mm-hmm. No, but the thing was that in my mind, I already knew, because all I had was a knife, but I already knew where to hit him to make that blood start flowing.
All you had to do is be like, snacks over there, Peter. Snacks over
there. You did not
Flaming hot Cheetos.
You did not see him in there.
I heard and I saw. I did see him in there.
You couldn't see his face, is what I'm saying.
I heard him. He was like, give me some Cheetos. Give me some Cheetos.
I'm faced with a 350-pound hog.
We have seen Bortux tear guys' legs to pieces. Yeah.
And I got Monica over here.
His teeth are
screaming
getting
at the top of her lungs because of a thumbnail-sized spider.
Hey, they can kill you. Hey, Heirloom Permaculture, how are you?
Are you trying to say that the pig can't?
He could.
Yes, he could.
Eric Cambo. Teeth and beard. I want to reenact it of Monica's fall. I want a chalk outline in the mud. You don't need no chalk out. It was straight down. I went like this. The weight just carried me down. I didn't fall over. I didn't go backwards. I was just like, boom, straight in, just standing up. Like one of them Barbies in the cakes. You know, they like make them Barbie princess cakes. You have the cake and you have the Barbie smashed in the middle. That was me. I was just surrounded by mud.
That's bad.
Like a big old mud pit. All I could think of is, you got to be kidding me. My shoe is going to come off and I'm going to lose it in this mud, because if it comes off of my foot, it will stay there forever. I will not go for it. People are going to dig this plot up later. This land, they're going to 20, 100 years from now, they're going to dig it up and they're going to be like, someone died here. There's shoes.
Without any bones in the shoe?
Well, you don't know. Animals could have carried the bones off. We're like wild land.
Like Jordan's foot.
Eric Grills.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah. This is pretty. He's got big tusks, so he's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That's why his name is Peter, Caleb. You know that, right? Because Peter has the ear cut off in the Bible. That's why his name is Peter. Because
no. Peter cut someone's ear.
I know, but that's why his name is Peter, though. Is because he had his ear basically ripped off. So, yeah. Bad. Mud pit of death, and women worry about shoes. Yeah, I was worried about my shoes. I mean, look, I could use a replacement pair, but I didn't want to have to. Getting ready to go on a trip for 3 months. Remember, because Eric likes to drag out my trips. It's going to be Eric by himself for like 8 days, 9 days. He's going to be home by himself for 9 days. Well, it's going to end up being this long drawn out thing. Don't worry. He will make it out like I've left him for centuries and I didn't even know he existed. And I like ran away with the children. It's going to be a thing. He's going to make it out big.
Well, the good thing is that I've trained myself this time. I got in the routine when Monica was doing the VBS stuff in the evenings to have a routine to take care of all the animals. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm in good shape. Speaking of that, speaking of the garden.
Yeah.
I wanted to share a couple things.
I'm dropping some links.
While Monica's dropping links. First of all, I don't know if you saw, was it a short that we did? Or no, it was the Growing in the Weeds.
Yes.
The collaborative with
the hay balers and
Sandy
over Suburban Homesteading. Yeah.
Yeah. So Monica had pulled out in that video, if you haven't had a chance, go check it out, because there really has been a lot of studying on our behalf of what's growing and not growing around weeded areas in the garden. And I have to admit that aside from the chigger thing, and that has been defeated with some of those, some of that essential oil spray that we've got, where I put it around my ankles mm-hmm. and shoes, and it works pretty good. But that, what is it called? Armenian cucumber?
Armenian cucumber. Yep.
Now we just cut it the other day. I'm going to try to get it away from the light a little bit. See if you can, it's
It's not supposed to be hollowed out on the inside. It just got big enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's really a lot of fun to eat it like this, to be honest with you. It's almost, I know that's weird. It sounds weird, but this is really, really tasty. I don't know if anybody has had a chance to grow the Armenian cucumbers, but this is by far my favorite one.
So you're going to eat it. I tell you all the time, I can't stand people eating on videos, and you're going to eat it here.
You want a bite?
No, I don't.
This is really good. And I actually took it to work.
Jocelyn.
I took it to work and shared it with a coworker, and these are really good. And
Did
the
you
thing
see what
is,
Rich said?
what's that?
I just ordered some of those seeds. There you go. Well, keep in mind, we can trade up seeds too. If you need to trade seeds, we can do that. He said, when wife leaves, it's like dog years. You can be gone 9 days and it feels like 4 months. It's like 4 months.
It is.
Eric, we got you. Support team right there. Jake's got you. Caleb said guys should air the video of Jonathan trying to run through the mud from a couple years ago.
Oh, no. He'd be so mad.
He probably wouldn't care. We got to do it before he's an angry teenager. He's a happy teenager right now.
Thank you, Mom. Mom's going to feed me. She's going to take good care of me.
Oh, there you go.
And that's a huge help, by the way, when I don't have to worry about what I'm eating.
It's a good thing I didn't leave when she had her surgery. You'd be in big trouble.
I know. So, yeah, Mom's like the
Could you do the dishes, though, maybe?
the $10 million woman.
If you eat here, can you do the dishes? That'd be good.
Do I not normally?
Yeah.
I don't usually clean up.
Last year was a little rough when we got home. It was like a bachelor pad.
I hope Luke didn't listen to that because we spent, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, back to these. Very, very good.
Abigail will know.
You sure?
No, I'm good. I'm so good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Wicked Awesome Gardening. What's that?
Hey, how are you? You got your accent when you say hi to her.
Anyway, so the Armenian cucumbers. Highly, highly recommend it.
Yes.
And I think, are they
scrolling back to try to find people's stuff? If you're not commenting, I can't find your stuff. So I'm trying totally to make okay. So Gwen, I've heard that the Armenians take a lot of, they take the heat. It really gets them going well. We've only got one.
Right there, Rich. Paper plates, baby.
What did he say? Use paper plates. Yeah, we use paper plates.
Okay. Anyway, then the other thing that I wanted to show, because wait, what did you say about the cucumber?
It takes a lot more heat. I think that's one thing Carmen had said, that the Armenian cucumbers take a little bit more warmth to get their seeds really germinated and get really going. So it's plenty hot here. But I noticed that mine really took off in the past few weeks. Although I don't have any more growing out there. There's no more. I don't have any more.
But that was unintentional, right? That was like a.
Yeah, no, I thought it was. I was like, oh, cool. There's something growing here. I thought it was a cantaloupe, but I was like, cantaloupe.
Yeah. So Brampton Gardener,
hey,
how you doing?
Rochelle, how are you? Oh, Lazy Days with Jesse and Lisa. How are you, Jesse?
Going on?
Thank you so much, Danny.
Yeah, the Armenian cucumbers, they definitely have grown in the weeds, and I think it has a lot to do, like she said, with the heat, but also with the heat and the weeds. There you go. It's protected by the weeds, but the heat is certainly.
You see what Rich said?
What's that?
He's like, I just can't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, again, I get it, because I am the very.
Thank you so much, Troy.
See you, Troy. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, JRC Homestead, the Malabar Spinach. We do have some Malabar Spinach in our garden still. It's not doing the best. It's also in a really weedy area in the back corner. And I think that the weeds are kind of choking that one out. I don't think it really likes the weeds too much. So I think that is not a good area to be non-weeded, is by the Malabar Spinach. It needed to trellis on some things, and some of the stuff that it was trellised on started getting weeds around it. So it just kind of died out. But that's okay. We try. Yeah.
But it was really good, though, when we were eating it.
It was really very good. We put it in with a bunch of other greens, and it was really yum. Where did you get seeds? Are you talking about for the Armenian cucumbers? Because I think I ordered them from, I'm not sure.
And we got plenty of seeds.
Well, not if you're eating them. Don't eat them, and I'll save them. Okay. Well, I don't have any more seeds. So you say plenty of seeds, but if you eat it, I don't have any seeds. I do have a few seeds, actually, I think in my bin. I think I ordered a package of seeds from M.I. Gardener, is I think where I got my Armenian cucumbers, but I can double check and let you know. And if I have extra seeds, you can have some, Jake. All right. Jake's going to go lock up the ladies.
What?
He's going to go lock up the chickens.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Then the other thing that I wanted to share.
Oh, Jesse, you're in here dropping links. Thank you. You're so much
'Cause-
better than I am. I am terrible at dropping. I'm trying to scroll back up.
Anyway, what the other thing I wanted to show
Yes, I'll give you some.
was
It doesn't do it justice on there.
it doesn't.
I put a
Wow.
picture up on my Instagram today or my Facebook too. Armenia is a hot country in the summertime. Yeah, Armenia. Yeah.
These are
Let's see if
the Cherokee
let's go
purple
for it.
tomatoes, and also highly recommend it. Now,
Good to
I
know.
will say, as much as I have loved the purple Cherokees or Cherokee
Mm-hmm.
purple, whatever it is, what is that yellow one with the orange stripes down the side?
I don't remember offhand. It's in my book. It's in my garden book. It's just not in here.
Because I'm going to tell you something. If you're somebody,
Jocelyn, I can tell you about the tree bags later. I don't know what the name of them are, but I'll have to look them up.
if you like tomatoes,
Yeah.
but you like them better if they're not really acidic, these are two that are outstanding. The purple Cherokees and the yellow. It's not just a straight yellow one, but it's got kind of like these orange stripes that come around the from the top down, and they are so delicious. That what I've been doing, I haven't even told you, I took some of our sausages
Okay.
to work.
That's why they're gone.
Yeah, I'm eating them.
That's all we have. You know that's it, right? You ate the rest of them.
Finished them off, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You would rather me buy lunch?
No, I'd rather you say, hey, Monica, I should take some of this chicken left over.
Nah, it's store-bought. I'll pass.
Okay.
Anyway, but that's
literally all of it.
Well, I'm sorry. There's
Yeah.
Peter out there. He almost was.
He's
gonna
not
make sausage.
going. You can't make sausage.
He
at
almost
him.
was getting
Oh,
ready.
you have a good sausage recipe you want to make?
I'll take it to what's his face.
No.
Yeah, he
They're
makes-
busy. They're
he-
busy.
he makes
You
good
can't find a
sausage.
butcher. Nice try.
It's
Nice
gonna be me.
try. Nice try.
Anyway,
You see that though? You have to let your cucumbers go overripe almost for the seeds to be viable. That was in the last one. And Cherokee purple are amazing. They're awesome. Gold medal will try. I will have to do that.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, these tomatoes are awesome, and yeah, I want to sample this one too.
Oh, he ate the rest of the tomatoes the other day too. I was like, you know how when you have that moment when you're ready to eat something, just eat quietly. Okay, you know how you're making dinner for everybody else? Well, most of you may not know this, but some of you are going to feel this. Yeah, save some sausage for the winter, $50 February. We won't have any at this rate because he's going to eat everything that I'm saving up. Rich. We'll have nothing. It'll be like poor man February because he's going to eat all my stuff. Anyway, ready? So that was quite a love right there. Everybody just came here. Hey, Growing with Hudson and Dale, how are you? So we
Get to it, woman. What do you
I was
say?
making lunch the other day. I was making dinner the other day. I made grilled cheese dinners for everybody. It was grilled cheese with
I don't
egg,
know. I don't want to hear
grilled
this
cheese
story.
with all the stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
So I'm making grilled cheese. Well, at the very end, I was like, did you want a grilled cheese sandwich with egg? And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to just heat up some old chicken nuggets and the thing. I'm like, cool, that's fine. Whatever. No big deal. Right? Care Package and Monica's gone sausage and paper plates. There you go. Rich has got to hook you up. He'll go through the sausage in 2 seconds, Rich. You need to have pounds and pounds of it. Anyway, so I make everybody else's dinner. People come back in for seconds, seconds.
This is
Still
not.
making
This
dinner.
is only your fault.
Right?
I'm gonna say that.
And I'm
Your
ready.
fault.
I'm like, it's okay. I made everybody dinner. Everybody's taken care of. I'm going to make mine. I'm going to make mine right now. So I make mine. And I'm like, Eric, look. And I took one of my purple Cherokees, sliced it up. It was perfect. Slicing it good. I was like, yes, baby. This was weeks ago. So I didn't have a plethora of ripe tomatoes yet. They were coming, but it was kind of hard. No big deal. I said, hey, look what I'm doing. Grilled cheese with egg and fresh tomato. So excited. Double cheesed it. Hey, Abby. All these. I was so excited, right? He's talking to me. We're doing something. I get started with something. I burn it. I don't just burn it. I burn it to a burn that is beyond burnt. It is nasty. It is a nasty burn. Well, now I'm upset. I'm just whatever. Just throw it in the pig plate. So he's like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't want it. It's good. You take mine. I'm like, no, because I had already made him one too. Even though he didn't want one, I made him one. Go back to make mine. It's burnt to beyond burntness. I'm like, whatever, no big deal. I throw it to the side. And then I think, I know what I'll do. I'll just take some of my fresh tomato that I have sitting on the counter and I'll slice up a new tomato because that was the last of the tomato that I gave him. I'll just get some other tomato. I have some sitting right here. So he goes in the other room and I go look and I'm like, Where's the tomatoes? I have like 3 tomatoes sitting here. Like 3 tomatoes. Like tomatoes. The man that didn't like tomatoes years ago. Tomatoes. We got them at Costco too, Glenda. I said, Eric, where were the tomatoes that were here? That were here on the counter, on the thing. Oh yeah, I took them to work and ate them. He ate my tomatoes. He ate all my tomatoes. They were gone. And the burntness, the tomato was in before. He just took it because he wanted to eat, because he was like, well, I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to eat it, which is fine. But now I'm like beyond. I am beyond like done. I'm like, done. Done.
Some of that is.
It's not his fault that it burned.
It's self-inflicted. And let me explain why. Monica is she has such a giving heart.
That's so nice that you started with that. That's so nice.
No, it's true. She has such a giving heart that she's literally the mom in Christmas Story. That every time she's getting ready to take a bite of a hot meal, one of the kids is like, "Oh, can I get seconds?" And I'm the typical dad. The kids are like, "Can I get more?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's over there. You go get it yourself." And Monica's like, "No, I'll go ahead and get it for him." And off she goes. And then by the time she gets back, in this case, it becomes overcooked.
I didn't get back from anywhere. I was in the kitchen the whole time, but I was like so busy to doing all these things. It was so burned. Y'all, it was so burned. I don't even think the dogs would have eaten it. I don't think the ants even wanted it. He could have thrown out there for the pigs.
No, I would have ate it. I did eat it.
It was so burned. You did not eat the burn.
You have to learn how to take care of yourself sometimes too. All these kids are able to take care of themselves.
He was quality controlling the tomatoes. Must have been not good enough. I know, right? Yeah, all the tomatoes. Them's fighting actions. Yeah.
You know what? The thing is that if I wouldn't have ate it, it would have been, you just can't win. That's just really.
Rich has got you. Don't worry. Monica, I'm hearing a lot of my sausage, my tomato. We need to hear a bit more of we.
Group therapy session. Thank you, Rich.
Thanks for coming in, Stephanie. It was nice meeting you here too. See, now you're going to taste how weird we are. She's like, I'm good. I'm just good with these people. I'm not going to contact her again.
I'm actually not going to call her.
She calls Carmen. She's like, hi, I need your help more now because I'm not going to call that lady back.
Yeah. She held me up earlier. Now she wants to talk all night.
Oh my gosh.
So then one other thing I'm going to give a little heads up. Tomorrow we are going to drop a video and it's about how we make our salsa.
Oh man.
And man, I don't even know if I can show this on camera. Homemade salsa.
So good.
This stuff right here is to die for. Delicious. I will also sample this on the show tonight because this right here is what the kids will pound. Monica will make a bowl of this and it will be gone within days.
Usually make 2-quart jars, maybe a third. I usually make 2 quarts and then I'll make like a pint or 2, depending. But the kids will literally eat it gone. They'll probably eat a half a pint. Well, they'll probably eat a pint before I even get to the fridge. Thank you so much, Miss Ann Dale. Wonderful, beautiful lady. I was on her live the other day and she just started talking about the channel and was like, y'all should go over there. In her cute little Ann Dale voice. She's like, y'all should go over there.
In her actress voice or her Southern Belle voice?
All of it's the same.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that changes. It was so cute though, because we heard her get a little sassy with her dogs. She was like, no to her dog. Like it was like
she
that
was stern.
She was stern and Dale.
What minute was this? I want to go back and rewatch.
I'll go back and look.
Yeah, I need to see this.
Yeah. But yeah, so we made some I know he's going to eat all the salsa too. I know.
Oh my goodness. Stop that.
All done.
Come on.
All done. Our salsa. Look forward to the salsa verde. A salsa video. I just now started getting tomatoes on my plants. Yeah, okay. See? Rochelle's good too. No, Sharon, you can't scrape I tried scraping the burn off. Ask Eric.
You needed a file for this.
It was all the way through
or a sander.
Because the burn was already through to the moist on the other side because the other side was kind of like it had been where the tomato was.
But that's where I was trying to be a supportive husband, and the kids were even like, "Mom, it's not that bad," and we're biting into it. Our teeth are cracking and falling out of our face.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. So what I did was, here's the best part. Ready, Jen? We have these like little tomatoes. They're called porter tomatoes. I planted a bunch of them because they're great for the Texas heat. I am so happy with these tomatoes. We have gotten so many. Hey, hedgehogs, how are you? We have gotten so many of these tomatoes. it's been awesome. I have been able to make so many jars of salsa. And now, okay, so I have a question for everybody that does salsa. Yeah, there you go. And Dale said the dog needs to hush. Okay, for everybody that makes salsa. Hey, Ariel, how are you? Ariel Viking Venture and Victuals. That's a mouthful. I'm always going to mess it up, and I actually said it good that time. Okay, so question for you guys. For y'all that make salsa, and I know it's in the thing, but if I make my regular salsa recipe, can I just put citric acid in it to be able to can it, to be shelf stable? Like, I don't want to put lemon juice or vinegar or anything in it. Can you put citric acid in it?
I was talking to
get it canned.
I was talking to a guy at work today. He said his wife cans what they have, and they don't add anything to it.
Well, I've done it before
because it's acidic already.
It is, but the thing is that I've done that before where I've water bath canned it, and I did it long enough. I did it the way it's supposed to be, and then when I pull it out of the shelf stable part, it smells funky, and I don't like it. See, I don't like lime. Yeah. I don't really want lime in my salsa. I mean, I've tried. I don't usually, first of all, I don't have lime on me like all the time. Like, I don't always have lime juice, which I probably should just keep as a staple. I've just never put it in the salsa before. So maybe I'll try it. I do like lime in my tacos and all my stuff, but yeah. Danny, we only need like 40 watch hours to get to the 4,000. We have been so incredibly blessed with being able to kind of keep going at the same rate. And so we were really excited about that. When I was watching it grow, I was watching our numbers grow at the same time our hours going, which is why I was never really in a super rush to get the 1,000. I was excited about getting to 1,000. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited about being there, but I felt like if we got to 1,000 and then I wouldn't be able to keep up with the watch hours would be so ominous to look at it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, maybe it will, Danny. Oh my gosh, if it does, I'm be so excited. Next week, we'll be here next week. We're not going to have anybody here next week with us. It's just going to be us, and we're going to have a little celebration.
We're going to have a celebration.
And we're going to invite some of you all to kind of maybe come up and chat with us. So
we'll see. We're trying to work out some of the details. We want to make it a special show, but
yes, Laura Hedgehog's Home said yes.
We can't go without saying thank you to everybody that comes in here weekly, to some of the newer folks, some of the folks that we've been doing this with from the very beginning, people that we've met along the way. Everybody's been super supportive, and I'm going to tell you something. Just a couple days ago, we were about 20 away from 1,000. And Monica, as she had mentioned earlier, jumped on Andale's live during the day.
Tuesday. I love it.
Yeah.
She has really good stuff to say.
So there were several channels that were, I would say, working hard. Yeah. They were working hard to put us out there, to support us.
We had like six different channels call us out that day in particular. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it was really cool that...
Yes, Hudson, I do put peppers in my salsa sometimes if I have them.
It was really cool because we would.
Hi, Tom.
It just goes to show that this is the community that we've been brought into. I don't want to make it out like we made it up, because we certainly didn't make it up. But we've been brought into. We've been accepted with open arms. We've made some really great connections and friendships across the country, across the globe, and it's just really been awesome to be working together with all of you folks. And and that's why tonight was special. Aww. And I was really glad to, at first I was thinking maybe we'll take our visitor tonight and push them off to next week, since this was our week. Since this was when we hit 1K.
No, but I'm super excited to have them, because they just hit a huge milestone.
Did they hit it?
I think so. I'm going to go check, because actually, yes, they did hit it. So they're getting ready to have their big subscriber giveaway. I think in like 2 days. What's today? What's today's date? Today's 7th?
Today's the 7th.
Oh, it's Maggie's birthday. I got to call Maggie. I got to make sure I text. Okay, so tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And we'll talk about that in a minute when they come here.
So Tom Proudfit
is
here from
Rambling with the Brooms. Yes, see, Scott's awesome. Everybody just shout us out so much. This community is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to kind of celebrate y'all next week. So come back next Thursday, because we may be giving some things away.
Here's the thing. And Monica had mentioned this before. When we do a giveaway, it's going to be for people who have...
So I'm probably going to actually try to make it a members only chat next week. So if you're not a member, you're not a subscriber, You can't comment.
Well, maybe they just can't enter the contest.
You can't comment if you're not a subscriber. I don't know.
Well, you don't need to be getting all picky like that.
Well, no, I feel like I want our friends to win. I want you guys to win.
Yeah.
People that have subscribed and are here and they wanted us. Yeah. See, Nancy, that's awesome. You're so close. So yeah.
It feels like yesterday, although it wasn't, that we were right there trying to hit that 500 so we can get that community tab.
Yeah. Subscribers only is good. See, that's what I'm thinking. I like the idea that's a subscriber only chat. I like that. Okay, wait. So Gwen says, I don't can salsa because it loses its heat. We just make a quart at a time from home canned tomatoes. See, and that's what I'm thinking too, is the home canned tomatoes.
That's a good idea.
But I'm afraid that it's not going to be as good. Is it just as good?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be? Yeah.
I mean, if you're just pressure canning the tomatoes.
See, I feel like it doesn't have its same flavor when you pressure can or when you can the salsa. I'm going to try that this year, Gwen. Instead of canning the salsa, long term, I'm going to just continue to do my tomatoes and go from there. So that was another thing too. So we're getting ready to we got a bunch of content we need to get up here. But we're getting ready to put up our video on the $50 February challenge 2023. Super excited. I have been working on all the stuff that I'm going to do. So I got to go back and get all the stuff and be like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing.
You better make sure before you start making promises.
Eric won't just make the video because it's like my baby. And so he's waiting for me to kind of do it together. No, it's not a member.
No, she's talking about subscribers.
So if you subscribe to the channel, then you can chat.
And the reason why we don't have a membership
like that. Yeah.
The reason why we were talking about that was because the last time we did a giveaway, there were people in there that we had never even heard of before. And
they never came back neither.
Yeah. So we want to make sure.
And we ain't that big.
We want to make sure.
We ain't no Kris and Larry. So.
Don't be talking smack. She can hear you.
I know. She could hear me earlier. She was in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, it's just about that time. See, fermented salsa is what I was thinking too. But I've got this thing about it because it has this like smell to it. And I like fermented stuff, but I'm a little freaked out about fermented salsa. It smells bad to me.
Yeah, like this here, like Andale said.
Just for the one live, honoring your friends that have been here. I agree.
Yeah, and maybe we'll figure out if there's a way just for the giveaway that you have to be subscribed.
Texas lady, I'm telling you, the way I did it, the way I finally got my confidence up was I got that electric pressure canner, smacked that puppy on my counter and went for it. Boom.
And Andale's got a quick video about that.
Mm-hmm. She pressure canned water. Yeah. I watched the entire thing. And then when I was finished, I was like,
you watched her pressure can?
Yeah. I was like, why did I just watch a lady pressure can water? And then I was like, oh, because it was Andale. I could watch her do anything.
She just sucks you in.
I know. I need you to start reading stories, Ann. Like, can you start reading stories?
She could do one of those sleep channels.
She could just read stories for just once a week. Yeah, just something. I would listen to children's stories just to hear her.
I want to hear the lady that lived in a boot or whatever.
You don't even know what it is.
I don't.
That's crazy. Yeah, don't worry. See, I'm not sure. Glenda, do you have a video on that? If not, would you make a video on fermented salsa for me and send it my way? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's keep the trolls out as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, I think my mother-in-law is not coming anyway, so I'm not really worried about it.
My goodness. My mom watches this. My mom watches. Yes, water bath. Yes, she does.
Oh, man.
So rude.
We just lost people. People are
people are leaving.
Yeah, he's like.
All right, it's 9:00.
All right. Well, would you like to introduce our
guest?
Our guest for the evening?
Yeah. So
I usually like to do the introductions before they're up. That way
you don't.
They can't debate what you say.
Did she just flip her ponytail?
Oh.
I think she flipped it. I think she was like,
just get her up here. She's gonna be flipping ponytails.
Hey, so it's Kris from Kris and Larry Homestead. We can't hear you.
When is she?
You're muted.
I'm muted because I was yelling at the dog a minute ago, and I was afraid you guys were gonna pull me up, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And now I muted myself. So yeah.
Oh, well, here you go.
I was flipping the crazy hair.
You're flipping the hair. Real quick, just for anybody that wants to see Andale get a little bit more stern, and at the link right there posted at the 3 minute and 40-second mark, she does have the dog bark and she tells them to hush. And it's priceless because I've never seen Miss Andale get any type of, aggressive. It was moderately stern. It was, you be quiet.
she's in good company because, like I said, I muted mine just now, just in case.
I know, right? I'm the same way now. When we're recording podcasts or whatever, I'm like, mute really fast. I'm like, guys, knock it off. And I'm like, back to unmute.
Well, you have to learn how to do that with kids, right?
Yes.
That's the thing for me with my work. There's been a lot of times I've been on the phone and I'll get on the phone, and as soon as they start talking, I'll just give them that look and I'll just like snap my fingers and point at them like,
oh yeah.
This is what puts
sign language at our house. And so knock it off. That is actually what that means in sign language. And so if I use both hands, the kids know they're in trouble. So
yeah, well, no, same thing for me. It's like, this is one thing when I get both hands involved, you're in trouble. I mean, it's a variation of what you got going on, but they got it.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, they get it. See, look at that. I've got like this weird, crazy hair thing going on. I don't know what's going on over here.
It looks good. It's being drowned out by your background right now. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So I'll just turn.
Yeah, you're good. You're totally good.
Well, thank you guys for having me up here. Congratulations on your 1K. I am so happy for you guys. I have been like,
we've been like chugging along like the little train that could. Well, you guys reached 10,000. When did you hit your 10,000?
2 weeks ago, I guess it's been now. And we were at about 7,000 at the start of the year. So we've gotten 3,000 in the last 6 months.
That's
so
awesome.
Totally excited. It's been kind of a crazy. So
did you find something in particular that helped your channel grow so quickly?
No, we run Facebook ads, we run Google ads. We've been doing that for a while. I actually have a degree in marketing and in graphic design, so we do a lot of that kind of stuff already. But I think a lot of it is like customers of ours. So every time we send out, customer orders, they get one of our channel stickers, and so we've just kind of built it up from there, and then it just keeps going. I mean, I checked a little while ago when we were at like 10,043. So it's on its own, and I haven't run ads since we hit 10K. I was like, we'll take off the ads and save a little money and it's still going. So
that's awesome.
It works.
You caught the wave, and that's a really good thing. I mean, that's the thing too. You can see right away from your YouTube that you're branded. You have KrisandLarry.com on the top, like you're branded yourself. That's one of the things that it's funny because, people will say, oh, so you moved to Texas, you have a ranch now. How long have you been there? And right off the bat, I mean, after the first couple of years, we were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and start making business cards. We're going to do this because we had run a nonprofit when we lived in Maryland, and we started the nonprofit back in 2003 or 6. I think it was 2006 maybe. And we started the nonprofit. And when we did that, we started immediately learning how to brand ourselves, how to get ourselves out there, and how to market ourselves. And this was back in 2006. So it wasn't like it was like the easiest thing to do. It wasn't as easy like on the internet is now, like with the Google ads and then even just Instagram, Facebook, all those things. That wasn't really a thing. And so it's nice to be able to kind of market yourself differently nowadays. It's really nice to have that ability to do that. But it's funny because when we first got here, people were like, oh, you just started marketing yourself. And we're like, well, because we know that that's how to kind of get our name out there as a business, as a small business. So it's kind of nice to see that you've done that and know that I feel like we're on the right track when we do that kind of stuff, Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely. And, because we run our own business on top of everything. I mean, Larry's, it's Kris and the Kids channel with Larry Who Comes Home to Eat. That's what we've decided we want to rebrand the channel as. So don't ask. He works a ton of hours. He works for a school district. So when, COVID hit, he's the technology director. So we didn't see him for 2 years. It was a crazy disaster. But now, he's getting back into videos and stuff with us because he's home more, which is awesome. But we kind of giggle at that. But we've been doing marketing, not just for other things, but somebody said they saw my Tumblr video.
That was today, right?
Yeah, we make those kind of things. That's part of our business. So yeah, so we're just throwing a little bit more of our business out on our YouTube channel as well, because that's how we stay home and how we have all the animals. And that's what pays for feed right now with the crazy prices that are out there. So it's kind of cool, but we've got lots of little hands, or they're all big now, but lots of big little hands around. And it's amazing to be able to have a channel that we can share our lives with everyone.
Now, do you, with all your kids and stuff, do all the kids live at home still with you, or some of them out of the house?
No, I actually have one's married. My oldest daughter, Shelby, she got married 2.5 years ago, I guess it was now. And she lives like 10 miles as the crow flies north of us. My oldest son, who's 20, lives with her and her husband.
Nice.
And then my daughter Elwyn lives 20 miles the opposite direction with her boyfriend. So we've got those 3 out of the house. We've got 3 in the house right now. And then one of our sons, Tristan, he was adopted through foster care, and it came with a lot of baggage. So he's actually at a hospital right now trying to get some extra help.
Okay. Very nice.
So yeah. And then our number 8, we lost a son 5 years ago.
Got it.
So that's number 8. So when you see that we're a family of 10, we are a family of 10. You just don't get to see a couple of them.
Of course. So now the ones that are at home, do they all have like little jobs, like animals that they take care of, and they do or do they all just kind of help with whatever?
It's kind of a free for all. Our youngest daughter, Grayson, is in charge of all the birds in the house, all the birds outside of the house. So she does the chickens, the quails, the ducks, the turkeys, the geese, whatever. And then Berlin, our oldest son at home, is 16, and he is in charge of dairy goats and pigs. So, and then Rowan, our 14-year-old, stays kind of in the house doing things. So she's more of, she wants to do like kitchen chores and wash the floors and things like that. She'd prefer that than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, we do that here with ours, where they each kind of have, so it sounds like it's similar to ours, where, like our 17-year-old, she has the rabbits that she takes care of, but once they're done, then she'll kind of hang out in the house and do a lot of the inside chores. And on Saturdays, if we're outside doing animal stuff, she'll take care of what she needs to take care of. And then she'll go ahead and stay inside and help tidy up or whatever's in here. And when it's super hot, I take her better, her helper, not her better half, but her other helper, her rabbit helper, the 12-year-old, and he comes in, he'll stay inside too, because he's my asthmatic. So I'm like, hi, 107 degrees. You can stay in the house. So they do inside stuff. And then I have, the 10-year-old and the 8-year-old, they work on poultry together. So they got the turkeys and the ducks and the chickens. And then the 14-year-old and now me are in charge of the pigs temporarily while he's adjusting to work life as a 14-year-old. Because the lady at the feed store, I was talking to her a couple weeks ago, and she was really struggling. It was like her and her husband, the owner and her husband, were literally hauling bags. And I'm like, why are you hauling the bags? I mean, she's like this cute little petite woman, and she's hauling these 50-pound feed bags. And she's like, yeah, it's like a CrossFit. And she's like sweating. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, it come to find out she started having people quit on her and just not showing up. And I was like, my son will be 14 in a few weeks. This was at the beginning of June. And I'm like, I don't know how old you have to be to work at a feed store, but I mean, I don't pay him to work at my house. And kind of some of the stuff you do here is, basically what, you guys do. And so he got a job there. He just turned 14 on the 24th, and he started working there last week, and he's done really well there, and he likes it. And she's like, he can work as long as it's not so many hours, and he's done really good, but he's been perky when he gets home. He eats a lot more because he's working hard, but he worked a lot today. So I said, just enjoy it. The summertime, you can earn some money, but in the fall, I'm going to, be a little bit more strict with hours and pushing school a little bit more. So I'm excited though, that there's, new things on the horizon. As your kids get older, it's exciting to see them do new things.
Absolutely. I think all of my children at some point have worked at a feed store. All of my children at some point have worked at one of the horse ranches here and scooped poop. I actually still have some doing that. So I think it's part of that farm kid mentality. And they're all uber hard workers, which is awesome.
Well, I was going to say, that's one of the things that we've pushed hard with our kids is, we're very biblically based. And so one of the scriptures that talks about when you work hard as unto the Lord. And so I've tried to teach that to the kids as they, being young. I mean, this is a 14-year-old kid. So, in reality, he's still very young, but there's a lot of fulfillment when you get to work, right? And it doesn't surprise me that he'd come home and be tired, but you feel fulfilled, like you've accomplished something. And I feel like that's part of farm life, right? Like you put all this effort into little baby animals, and we'll segue into that in just a second, but you put all this effort into gardens. You start from the seeds and you put them in the windows, UV lights, all this extra work, mending the soil, tilling it, whatever method you're using. And then when you see that little seed just pop up out of the ground, and then it gets a little bit bigger, and then you get fruit off of it, you put it on the plate. And we have kids that don't even eat half the stuff that come out of the garden. But, they're just as excited as we are when we put it up on the counter and we're like, look at all this stuff that we grew. This is what we've been doing for the past 3 or 4 months, trying to get ready for this very moment.
Yeah, I was excited to have bacon. I was trying to have BLTs tonight for dinner. I'm like, super easy. It's like 100 million degrees outside. Let's have BLT sandwiches. So I'm like making the bacon. I'm all excited. And they're like, this is our bacon, right? I'm like, yeah, boy. And the 6-year-old sitting there at the counter, and he's like, yes, I'm so excited for the bacon, Mom. And I'm like, yeah, you ready for your bacon, tomato, lettuce sandwich? And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato. He's like, I don't like lettuce. I was like, okay, tomato, bacon. He's like, I don't like tomatoes. I was like, are you serious? Bread and bacon? He's like, can I have bread and bacon? I'm like, no, you can't have bread and bacon. Golly. Oh, you kids, you stink.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
I did make him eat a little bit of, he had some turkey on there, and I made him have turkey. I had turkey and bacon. He had a turkey and bacon sandwich, but it was like, I was so excited. He was excited though. He's like, look at this tomato. It's beautiful. And I'm like, yeah. And then, he didn't eat it.
He's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, come on, man. Come on.
I remember the first time, because our youngest daughter, Grayson, we adopted, and she was like 4 the first Thanksgiving that we had her. And there was this turkey that used to just chase her. Every time she'd step out the door, this turkey would just chase her. And Thanksgiving dinner comes around, and she's sitting there and she's eating the turkey. And I'm like, this is going okay. Like this is the first time she's really addressed the fact that we're eating something that we grew. And she looked to me and she's like, Mama, is this, we called him Waste of Money. That was his name. And I said, yeah, this is waste of money. And she goes, can I have seconds? I hated that bastard. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just, that is like one of those memories. Obviously the cussing, but she was so excited at 4 to have seconds and thirds and fourths of this turkey, because that was the turkey that used to chase her. And I kept thinking, oh, if she tells her bio family, because at this point she wasn't adopted yet, and I'm like, this is not going to go. But to this day, she is still, her eyes are always so big when she goes outside. She loves collecting eggs, and she brought in a whole basket full of quail eggs last night. And she's like, can we have these for dinner? And I'm like, I have 300 eggs from outside. We're eating regular eggs. Like,
let's eat these instead. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? It's so fun to see them be excited about like eating the foods that you're growing. So we do the rabbits, right? And so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Abigail, when we moved here, she was almost 10. And I said, she always wanted bunnies or whatever. And I said, hey, we're thinking about getting rabbits. But the deal is, if we get rabbits, we're going to raise them for meat. And she was like, all right, cool. I was like, wait, what? Heartless child that comes from the city. So anyway, no way she's going to be able to do it.
That's a city mentality. Yeah, you better watch out for them.
I'm thinking, no way she's actually going to do it. But I'm like, okay, maybe she will, right? Okay, maybe she will. I'll give her credit. She's the only girl in the whole brood of 8 children. She can do this. So we get them go. They're just the cutest little things. Well, the first one that bit me, I was like, oh, that dude needs to go. And she was like, done. Let's get him out of here. And I was like, wait, what? This girl enjoys rabbit meat a lot more than I feel like most people should. She does. She likes it. But it's like one of those ones she tells people say, I could never kill bunnies. I could never kill rabbits. And I just laugh because she said before, she's like, yeah, well, when they scratch your arm, she can pull her arm up. She has like scratches and scars all down her arm. She's like, yeah, you know who you're going to put in freezer camp the minute they start scratching you up to high heavens. But, it's a little sadistic, I think. Maybe we shouldn't be telling these stories. But
well, but it's truthful. It's like we've got roosters out in the yard and people are like, how do you keep roosters? And I said, I only keep the friendly ones.
Yeah.
So the first one that grabs onto my leg gets punted. The second time he does it, he's in my stock pot. I mean,
there you go.
And that's the mentality you have to have when it comes to this, because I'm not going to rebreed animals from angry animals. I mean, that's the thing. When we've had Cooney pigs that we kept as breeders, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, he bit at the horse's feet. He's not going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Or, other ones that have chased Grayson around, and I'm like, oh yeah, he needs to go.
Yeah.
And so
I think sometimes our kids have a tougher skin. Yeah, exactly. Or we figured out, I think sometimes our kids have a tougher skin than we do too. Because there's been times where I'm like, do we really have to get rid of that bunny? And Abigail's like, yeah, Mom. Yeah, it's time. And I'm like,
Exactly.
Or the kids are like, we should get rid of that pig. And I'm like, do we have to?
Well, the thing is, that's the thing about Abigail is it's not that she's heartless towards the rabbit.
No, she's very practical.
She is she's got a good mind to be able to compartmentalize where they need to be. And she's able to suppress those feelings. I think you see that it bothers her, but she knows that those are her responsibilities. So she doesn't just say, here are the ones that need to go and walk away.
She's really good.
She stays there while I do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Dawn said she butchered 2 quail for the first time. That's awesome.
That was great. I want to ask something to you. We were talking about the BLT sandwiches. I feel like this is something that definitely needs to be brought up. What is it with Hudson? Growing with Hudson says something about putting ketchup on BLT sandwich. Who in their right mind does that?
What?
Where are our admins? We need to really be monitoring the comments that she puts out there. I don't
put a little ketchup on it. Yes.
No. I mean, look, now she's made it up on the screen twice with this one comment.
I put it up there again.
Who does that?
Oh, that's so funny.
I don't know if I have ketchup in my house, to be honest with you. We don't eat it terribly often.
Yeah, we have it here.
Ranch dressing on everything at my house. So
yeah, I was going to say ranch dressing is like she's in Arizona.
Okay.
It's a staple. Ranch dressing is like a staple for like all Texans. Like I think when you're born in Texas, I think there's actually like little bits of ranch dressing coursing through your blood. But for my only one Texan is not keen on ranch yet. He likes ketchup though, so we have ketchup because he does like ketchup.
There's 2 things that course through the veins of all Texans, and that is the ranch and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, and we're a Dr. Pepper household, so it must be an Arizona thing too.
Must be.
My son Berlin puts hot sauce on everything. I think he's burnt off his taste buds because he eats it on everything.
Well, we have a friend of ours, and she's not in here right now, wish she was, so that she could hear me harassing her. But she claims to be Monica's best friend, and she believes it. So we'll just let her keep going with that. But she said for one of the parties that she was going to bring ranch. So I thought she was just going to bring like a little bottle of it. No, this woman brought like a bowl. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was enough to last for like a week and a half to 2 weeks.
I think it had drugs in it though, because after that, like I couldn't stop eating it. Like I was like eating it with a spoon. The next day I had leftovers. She had left some, and I was dipping pizza in it. And I'm like, I don't know why this is so good. It wasn't even like warm pizza. It was cold pizza that I was dipping in ranch, cold pizza into cold ranch. And it was so good. I was like, there's gotta be drugs in this. This is laced. I know it. They must lace their first batch that they make for all the newbies.
The organized pineapple has to move. That's all I have to say.
I don't eat ranch or drink Dr. Pepper. See?
Yep. She's got to move.
Wait, are you a transplant though? I haven't watched enough. I've watched her channel, but I haven't watched enough of her channel to know if she's a transplant, because if she's a transplant, then it explains it. However, if she is a Texan, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that really counts. I mean, like Texans, they live and breathe certain things. It's pretty
they
real.
do. They're very opinionated when it comes to certain things. That is for sure. Absolutely. Look, some people, there's a lot of people that are hating on Dr. Pepper.
Jackie said, I hate Dr. Pepper. It smells like old lady lipstick.
Let me tell you something about I don't know.
I love it. That's
for those who haven't been down here, most people know about the Magnolia, whatever they call that. The
Magnolia Farms,
Chip and Joanna.
From the fixer-upper
Okay.
people.
So I used to run a building right next to where they built the silo place. It used to be an old train station and stuff like that. Anyway, people go bonkers down there for those folks. And because I was working down there when we first moved here, I said, why don't we go to they have the the Texas Ranger Museum right on the University of Baylor grounds. And then right down the road is the Museum for Dr. Pepper. And I'm going to tell you something. I thought I was going to love the Dr. Pepper Museum.
It was under construction.
And
you need to give them a break.
No. And hate the Texas Ranger Museum, but it was actually flip-flop. The Texas Ranger Museum was outstanding. It was really awesome. All age groups liked it. Mm-hmm. But the Dr. Pepper Museum, it was pitiful.
It was under construction.
I don't care.
It was just to try to
It's been there. This is the original location, so it's been there for like 100 years. And somehow they were still under construction.
They were under construction. They were fixing it.
Did you get to try different Dr. Peppers while you were there?
No, it was kind of lame. But again, it was under construction, so it might have been a thing. It was like in 2017, so it was before COVID and everything.
Here's the highlight. Ready? The highlight is the well where they originally drew the water for the original Dr. Pepper was inside of the building. And so they let you like look over a little bit, and all you looked down in there and saw like empty bottles.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't at least clean it up a little bit? Come on now.
The secret ingredient in Dr. Pepper used to be prune juice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's crazy. See,
no,
you should
it's all artificial, and it's not a real juice anymore. But
yeah.
I don't know. Where's Jesse? Jesse's the one who's usually our fact checker.
Yeah, Jesse.
He was here earlier. I did see him here earlier.
Jesse, the fact checker. Yeah, he was dropping links like crazy. He came in, dropped everybody's links, and rolled out. I was like, thank you, Jesse, because I was struggling. I was driving the struggle bus, went up the struggle hill, driving around the struggle. It was bad. I was trying to drop links, and it was rough. So
I got a message to call him earlier, and I was like, what did I do? Like, what did I do? When Jesse needs to talk to me on the phone. So
like the principal's office.
It was good. All is well. So
look, you see a video from Blanche Thomas at Dr. Pepper Museum.
Here's the thing, Rich. It was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
That I could do something here at my house and do better. I could just do free samples of different flavors.
This is why we don't take Eric to museums. We go on field trips without him. He's like, why do you guys go on field trips and don't invite me? I'm like, I don't know. You don't have off work. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because you poo-poo all the stuff we go see.
No.
Right?
See?
No.
So based on that too, you homeschool your kids, right?
I do.
So how many kids you have homeschool right now? 3 or 4? You have 4? 3
because of Tristan being gone.
That's right.
Yeah, I had one graduate 2 years ago, 2 graduate 2 years ago. I guess I had 2 graduate 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Shelby actually decided to go to public school, high school.
Oh, okay.
She wanted to experience that, and then they graduated her out in a year. So she graduated high school 15. Because they're like, we don't have anything else to give you. And she's just like, I just want to play the violin. And, it
yeah, some of those things,
she ended up getting her degree before she was 18. So she's actually a school teacher in a special ed department now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, it feels so, it's like so much satisfaction watching your kids like grow up and do something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when those haters that are like, are you really homeschooling? Are you really teaching them anything? And like, yeah, I promise I am. I've been doing this for a long time,
Yeah.
But yeah. So we kind of got laxed this last semester, though. Still hasn't given me his final project. It's July 7th?
Yeah, Abigail graduated in May, and I was like, I really do need you to finish up some of the math curriculum, though. If you could just finish. Mm-hmm. So she technically graduated. I'm like, I'm not going to hold you back and be like, you're not graduating. But she definitely has some math I really wanted to finish. I feel like you got to have certain basics. And I'm like, you just need to finish this, and that way you can move on. But she wants to start her own photography business, and I feel like the best way to encourage her is to encourage her in that direction. Absolutely. And to continue to give her what she needs. So I'm kind of like, okay. Finish your math and let's move on.
Going to a community college and getting an art degree with an emphasis in photography. That's actually what I did to start out.
That's cool.
It is phenomenal because you could go through and start doing print photography and learn black and white print and be in a dark room and learn old school style and then turn around and learn the digital side of it, which is what I did. It's been 100 years because I'm but so that's actually where I started out.
Yeah. And see, that's the fun part. I mean, look, digital photography is great, but doing the black and white, the old school, just actually getting your hands in there. And, you know, I feel like she'd probably like something like that. You get your actual hands dirty and get in there and figure it out. I remember when I was in when I was actually in middle school, you have the, you know, vote. You have to take certain technology education courses in public school. And I remember we had the art class and we had the dark room in the one, and you could go in there and do it. And I just remember learning how to do the pictures. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. Of course, everybody just wanted to be in the dark room spinny thing. You know, the one where you like spin in it. That's where the kids wanted to. And I remember the lady was like, okay. The teacher was like, you can't just spin in that. Okay. That's not what it's for.
That's
and
what
I'm
you
like,
were doing.
That's the best part, is like spinning that, or it's like walking up a spiral staircase. I don't know. It's just fun.
Look, they're arguing over the whole prune juice.
They're all about it right now.
The prune juice. An attempt to dissuade store owners from stocking the rival drink. What?
Oh.
It's not actually a thing. It's a myth? Or is it a myth?
Where's Jesse? Come on, Jesse.
He's in there. That was Jesse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jesse's going to find us all of it.
Stay on top of it.
And see, Texas lady right there. That's exactly why we homeschool too. Homeschool my grandson. He can drive a tractor, change a tire, hook up a trailer. None of his age can do it. None of that. I hope I've done it right for him. You have, just by giving him real life skills. I mean, it's amazing to watch my kids. Good night, Rich. Happy birthday. It's nice to be able to see your kids do real life things. You know? Are you laughing at me? Al Gore told me Dr. Pepper had Bridget. Jen. You know what?
This makes me giggle. If I need to laugh first thing in the morning, I actually just go to her channel and watch her latest video. And every video, and she's up in the camera and she's whispering and she's doing. I love Jen. Jen, I love you. I was so confused when she changed her name though.
Right? I was a little nervous. I was like, what's happening right now? Is she actually bringing on the rest of her people, or is it not just going to be about Jen? Like, I kind of.
So I just call her Jen Danger.
Yeah, Jen Danger.
That's all it is. There's no more danger. There's no more rhymes with. It's just Jen Danger.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, no, I like her videos too. I watched one the other day, and she was doing this thing with the thing, and she's like, "I'm gonna edit that out," and she totally did, and she like made it extra. It was so great. I was like cracking up. I was like, "Yes, I love this."
So if you ever want to keep Rich around, even though he said he had to go put chickens away,
Al Gore invented Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, just throw something out there and let him.
Just, hey, dragonflies, how are you? She was canning some stuff up on a new video today. I didn't get a chance to watch yet. I like see videos pop up in my feed and I'm like, add to watch later, add to watch later, add to watch later. And then I go back to my watch later list and I'm like, oh crap, I got a lot of people to watch right now. And then I go listen to a podcast in my garden.
Right?
About how to bury people in your garden.
I don't.
It's all murder podcast. Trust me.
It is murder podcast, but it's not how to bury people.
Dark.
It's like true crime stuff. It's just.
Remember, you're married to her though, so you know, Eric.
The one that sleeps next to me
with one eye open.
You know, you don't sleep. No, well, if you sleep with one eye open, it's just because you have eye problems. Because you're like when you sleep.
Wow.
Larry came in one day when I was watching some crime shows on Discovery Channel or something, and he's like, "What are you watching?" Because that's not something you normally do. And I'm like, "I'm getting ideas."
Look, and this
like. What?
And see, this is Monica's cohort right here, Abigail.
Look, I got one girl in this mess.
Look, yeah, but human bodies as a great fertilizer. I mean, why is she thinking like that?
Maybe she thinks I'm listening to good fertilizing podcasts.
That's what I'm thinking. That's where you're at.
That's what she was thinking. Yeah, that's why I ordered that bulk lime order from Amazon. That's for water glassing eggs, Rochelle.
I want to go back to the whole spider thing because I totally think that's more protein in your life.
No, this little spider was like, "Hi, I'm gonna come get you," and it was coming right. It was like going under like a spare sock that was there. There was like little kid stuff.
It was trying to get into your mouth.
No, it was trying to get on your side of the bed.
No, you said earlier that it was looking to try to get into your mouth.
It would have came over your face first. Oh, it's just scary.
I need Jesse to check some facts here. How many spiders do we swallow in our lifetime while we're sleeping?
That's true. How many spiders do we think? Bear said, never trust a pig farmer.
Right? 7
there
minutes,
you go.
7 pigs can eat a human body.
I know. David the Good. Compost your enemies. David the Good. Did he really say that? I bet you he did. I bet you he has a video on composting your enemies. I need to go look that up now.
Right.
Because I bet you he did it. He's really good. I bet you he has one on that. That would be a really good thumbnail. Now I gotta go look that up. Oh, look, ready? I go on every morning and add all the videos to watch later, and then I listen to them throughout the day, cooking, driving, etc. Yeah, I do that a lot. I'm always a lot on lives, listening to them while I'm cooking dinner or something else, because I can never like really participate. I'm on my phone. I'm like, "Hi, everybody," and I try to like try to add people, but it doesn't really work. Most of the time, if I'm on a live during the day, I'm on my phone. So I try my like hardest to say hi to people, but it's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Leanne's here. How are you? Monica, it's on a t-shirt. He has. Oh, that's awesome. See?
I need that in my life.
David the Goods t-shirt. I'm writing that down. I'm gonna have to look up David the Goods t-shirt.
So what was your question about the spiders? I'm interested
I just
now.
wanted to revisit it. I thought it was more protein when she brought that up. So
scared. Oh, there you go. Right there. See? Right there.
Essential oil. Oh, there it is.
Average person swallows 8 spiders per year. Rating false about this rating origin. It's hard enough to avoid those horrible wriggly things while we're awake. Oh, he was copying and pasting. 8 spiders per year. Is that true or not? Lurking as I work. Darn, y'all making me giggle too. Ariel.
Looking around to see if there's any coming down at me. No, I'm just kidding.
This is where you start getting the itchies, or you feel like something's crawling on your leg under the table.
Right.
Yeah, people start talking about chiggers and all that stuff. Blech. Okay, so in your garden this year, because I know you're like pulling things out and replanting stuff now too. What is your favorite thing you're growing in your garden right now?
Oh, tomatillos. 100%. The husk tomatoes. Yeah, we do a lot of green sauce. We do a lot of that. But then we eat tacos 3 or 4 times a week in our house. I mean, that is like our go-to food. I mean, we live Southwest. It's just kind of part of the area. If you ask my girls, they're like, "Oh, the berries and the sweet things," and I'm like, "No, tomatillos," you know.
Now we tried making green salsa out of them. Do you make beyond like salsa verde? What do you make with them?
Well, we slice them up and put them in meat, in like ground beef and in the tacos themselves.
Yeah.
So we eat them raw in our salads as well. You can slice them up and eat them raw. So there's a lot of different things you can do. They're really good if you get them big enough where you can scoop them out and you bake them with meat inside and do cheese over the top and do them in the oven that way. And they're, more bite sized because they're not terribly big. But so we just fill a whole platter full of those and cover them with meats and
do you like to use taco meat in your okay? Because I do taco meat stuffed peppers. Literally the only way my people will eat stuffed peppers. We eat taco a lot here, so we'll do taco ground beef. We'll do chicken taco meat, and then we'll when I make it, I'll make like 6 pounds of meat, and we'll have it for like leftovers for like a day or two, and I'll make another meal out of it. But yeah, after a while, then we start getting complaints about tacos a lot, tacos. Yes. Stuff.
It's not because it's nonstop.
Are you?
I mean,
but
here's
tomatillos. He didn't like tomatillos. I ended up pickling a bunch of them in the end. They were really good. They did really good here, like really well. I got a bunch of them. I pickled them.
Wait, what do you mean they were really good?
Like I mean really flavor? Good meaning like they grew really well.
Okay, I got
like there was no shortage of tomatillos here. And I had them coming out of my ear balls last year. That's ears and eyeballs coming out of my ear. And nobody here liked it. And nobody liked it. And I made the salsa verde and I'm like, guys, come on. So we didn't grow them again this year, but I pickled a bunch and gave them to his coworkers because there's a lady there that like loved them. So I'm like, here you go.
Best is freeze drying them and then using them in soups later. Or in your beans. We'll do a big stock pot full of beans or pressure cooker full of beans and throw freeze dried ones in there. And it's just a great flavor in there. So like you can use them all over the place.
That's a good idea.
So
you like the tomatillos?
I do.
And I don't know if maybe because it was our only time growing them last year.
We just didn't know enough about them.
Yeah, probably I would say that. But they were a nuisance to me because they were like leaning over and I don't think we just really grew them properly. So they were in the way. And
they were in my row of tomatoes. They were fine. They weren't in my way.
They were leaned over.
They were in a
tie them up. You just tie them up on a trolley. That's what we do.
They were in a cage living their best life.
I want to go back and revisit Monica making a comment about earballs. I don't know what that is.
That's a good one. I really like that word.
It's your eyes and ears. It's your eyeballs and your ears, your ear balls coming out all of it. If I could figure out how to get nose put in there too, it would have been all of it. But I couldn't figure out how to put it. It was like coming everywhere. It was coming out of my ears and my eyeballs. There was a lot of tomatillos last year.
It was too many.
There was a lot.
And we didn't get any regular tomatoes, so that kind of.
We did get some, but not a lot. And so this year we have a lot of tomatoes. Eric was poo-poo on my idea of putting tomatoes this far apart. I think I put them about this far apart. He was like, exactly how far apart should those plants be? And I'm like, this is fine.
Look at your messy garden and say you're good. You're just
well,
in the space.
Well, this part of my garden is organized gardening. So only a portion of my garden. But this is my 16-foot cattle panels that are like, I'm like drawing so I'm trying something different where I'm like putting them on cattle panels this year, which has definitely worked better for us
really done well.
than big old like cages that don't work. That's bad because I grow indeterminate tomatoes because I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. I am also the haphazard gardener that just buys seeds because I'm like, that looks really pretty. Buy it. So I buy it and I go on the MI Gardener and all these seed places and I'm like, this looks awesome. I'm buying it. And then I buy all these seeds and I try to grow stuff and it's all indeterminate. And I didn't know what that meant, except it meant it would grow on forever and ever and ever. Never. And Jesse found it. It was nosy balls, nose eyeballs, nosy balls. It doesn't flow. It didn't flow very well. But yeah, so the trellis, the 16-foot cattle panel trellis has worked so amazing for us. So I'm glad we nixed the tomatillos, but I definitely think it would be worth a try in the future. Maybe I like the idea of putting them and stuffing them with stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the one I bought Berlin and Rowan, one of those square foot, the holes, to organize the seeds when you're planting them. And I sent them outside with it and they planted the first batch. Well, I went outside the other day and my lettuce has been planted in the Berlin style where he just kind of throws the seeds down and I have like this bundle of seeds, like plants coming up. And I'm like, that's my lettuce? Like,
you know what?
Didn't
There's
I not?
A thing. You know what that's called? That's a thing. He must have been watching MI Gardener. They did a video on intensive planting.
That's what he did then. I'll give him that.
He's a smart kid. Homeschooling right there. Intensive gardening. He put everything together. It's a big, you know what? I get it. I feel that deep in my bones. I get it. Nobody needs one of them little organized squares. Those things don't.
I thought I was being all good by buying him that too. I'm like, this will get his autistic brain going for me. And it'll be, no, he just throws the seeds down. So I have like 3 feet by 3 feet of lettuce that is like 1,000 plants right now. It's just, I don't know. We're going to be eating salad.
Intensive salad. Intensive salad gardening. It's good.
Well, see,
yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting who does the gardening too, because now again, I am the everything at a 90-degree angle type guy. Pull the string across, so that way you make sure your line or your plants are straight in a line.
We don't plant with him around no more.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I was going to say, the only time I see Eric in the garden is eating.
Yeah. See, he waters. He's been so sweet. He waters at nighttime for me. And that usually is like my quiet time, but it's been so ridiculously hot. He's out there watering and he's so sweet.
Honestly, I've been trying to keep her away from the murder podcast because I am getting a little scared.
Especially he's very organized. We don't invite him out there to plant anymore. We're just like, oh, look what we planted.
Especially with that T-shirt, whatever it was. It
bury your enemies.
Bury your enemies.
Or compost your enemies. Compost your enemies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. David the Good. I'm gonna have to buy that one. Okay, real quick. I have this up here because we dealt with blossom end rot a lot last year, and I'm ignorant to how to fix that. How do you fix that?
I don't have that. Because you know what? I don't have enough water for that.
Right now. Downpours and drought cause blossom end rot. See, and I think that was my problem last year with our tomatoes, because what would happen was we did not have a dry summer. We had a very off summer where it was like mild and it was wet sometimes, and then it was really dry, and then it was wet, and then it was dry. This summer, everything's like, we're dying slowly, but they're still working right now. I don't barely get any blossom end rot. I haven't had any problem with that. Last year, it was really bad. Okay, wait, it's a calcium deficiency. It got so hot so fast. We're treating it with tomato tone and milk. So if you need calcium, there you go. With calcium, Kelzyme is a natural fertilizer. It's a calcium fertilizer. We use it on the podcast. They've promoted it on the podcast, but I know it works because we've actually seen it and used it. And Lisa over at Yogi Hollow has used it, and she was amazed at what it's done for her. And I think the calcium has really helped with our trees out front too. This year they're producing like amazingly. I'm so happy with our, fruit production this year. So.
See, and once, like in the next week or so, our monsoons will be daily. So I won't even actually water our garden at all. So I end up with not everything's real even. Like our high today was only 90. So when everybody else is talking about this 110, and I'm like, I'm in Arizona, but I'm in the mountains. So it's a little bit different. I mean, we're at 5,000 feet above sea level right now. And there's a couple other channels that are a little bit higher than us, but we're not. It's not hot the way everybody's describing it. So I feel bad. I'm like, I'm in Arizona, but I'm not in the desert, guys.
No, like that's the best place. That's the thing too. We've had some mild summers. We really have. I mean, it got hot a couple summers ago when we were here, but we've been really blessed. The first year we were here was 2014 in that summer, and we got here on the first week of August. So you think, okay, you're driving from Maryland, you get to Texas, you're going to be like, it's hot here. It actually was so mild. We have this beautiful breeze. We kind of live in this area where there's normally a breeze. And even today, I was outside this morning. It was 88 degrees at 10 a.m. And at 10 a.m., I was like still so comfortable at almost 90 degrees because there was this like breeze coming through, and it wasn't hot. It was like a warm breeze, but it was nice. And then like within an hour, it was already like 93. And I'm like, okay, now this is like a hot heat breeze, like someone's breathing on you. But it's, we haven't had a lot of super crazy hot summers. We've had a few that were really kind of ridiculous, but that first summer we were here, it was so mild. I didn't think how hot it could get here. And I'm finding now that it definitely can get hot. So I'm learning how to garden in that heat, Yeah,
we're just dry right now.
Yeah.
Like our humidity level's less than 10%. I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm seconding that. So we're basically at a drought right now over here in Texas. We haven't had rain in probably about 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And right now we are starting June, and a lot of the cattlemen around here are already hunting for hay because people know that they are not getting through the summer without having to feed hay. So prices of hay has skyrocketed, and the market has been saturated with cattle. So when we came down in 2014, we were coming in on the back end of about a decade, 8 to 10 year drought, and a lot of people had sold all their cattle. They just basically kept a core group.
Yeah.
And so in 2014, when it started raining, then everybody
in 2015 it was like monsoon season here. It was ridiculous.
And everybody was keeping all their cattle. So for us starting out, it was hard for us to find calves without paying out the nose.
Yeah.
Or our earballs.
Our earballs. Yeah. Yeah.
Your nose earballs.
Nose earballs. Oh, see, look, Lan said, had sweat rolling down my face with sun going down and a temperature of 70, so humid. Yeah, Eric was outside watering Leanne, and it was 101 at 7:30.
And it had cooled down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will say, and I don't,
we're getting the lines and the cracks in our tomatoes too a little bit.
Where exactly are you? Not like exact locations, but where are you in the state? Are you northeast, northwest, or?
We're north central. So we're about 15 miles north of Prescott, Arizona, which is up in the mountains. That's the Mile High City. So we're a little bit lower. We're about 200 feet lower. So we're at 5,000 feet. So if you head north, you get to the mountains of Flagstaff. And if you head south for a 2-hour drive, you're in Phoenix. So we're right in the middle of the state.
Yeah, I used to actually work in buildings out there in Prescott,
Wait, guess it right. Ready?
Prescott.
Prescott like biscuit.
Yes.
No, you weren't from here if you said it Prescott.
I'm definitely not from
Prescott.
there. But I will say it's nice to visit, but it is not. It is like the heat, especially when I was down in the Phoenix and Scottsdale. It's like It was funny. Back then I was doing a lot of jogging, and one of the first times I was there, I mistakenly went at like 6, 7 o'clock at night. And I was like, man, it's like a ghost town around here. Where is everybody? Well, I realized like the next night, I was like, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to go when it gets dark, because I was by myself. Family wasn't there. And I went for a run. And man, like the entire city was out going for walks. You had moms taking their babies, then the strollers. You had people walking
right
dogs.
At dark.
You had like couples out walking about, other joggers. I mean, there were so many people out there, and I'm like, that's where everybody is. They know when to go out. But
Caleb said he ran in a polo with you.
That's right. The first time I ran was with my son, and we ran about a mile before I actually started sweating, which was weird. That was a very weird thing.
Yeah, but this is also the place I had to send you with an oxygen, like express oxygen place, wasn't it? Was that Colorado?
That was Colorado.
Yeah, he was in Colorado working. He had to take, because he would go on jogs and get winded. He's like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, yeah, we need to take some oxygen. So he had to take like a can of oxygen so that he could, when he got super high in elevation, he had to take some extra oxygen. It was crazy.
Yeah, there are people in our area and even north in Flagstaff that have to do that regularly. So
that's insane.
Well, I was staying with the boss, and he lived, the elevation was like 7,000 feet or something like that. And it was up in the mountains west of Denver. But yeah, the first night I felt like somebody kept putting a pillow over my face, and I'm like, what is going on? So I told the guy what was happening, and he said, well, here, just take this can of oxygen with you. And I'm like, this is weird. I'm not doing this. And then I realized, like, at the Walmarts and everywhere you went, they sold those.
Yeah. It's a good thing to have.
It's only 82 here right now. It's 8 o'clock at night, or not quite 8 o'clock, but it's only 82 here, but we have a 6% humidity right now. So for those who are asking, is it hot? It's not hot yet.
Yeah.
August is hot here.
Well, you know, when we first moved down here, that was the thing, is a lot of the Texans would tell us, they're like, man, isn't this hot? This is so much hotter than where you came from.
No, they would say the humidity was worse. They're like, this humidity here is choking. And I'm like, we lived in Maryland on the water, like Inner Harbor water. Like, no, this is fine. This is normal.
That was the thing, like 75, 80 degrees. Like Leanne was saying that she's got back sweat at 70 degrees. And I remember when
the humidity is hot. It's humid in Maryland.
When I would go to work, I would not run, but quickly walk, a brisk walk from the front door to my car, because if you didn't, then you had like sweat stains on your shirts, or
you'd be getting back sweat on the way to work.
Yes, I would. You better believe it.
Take a spare shirt just to go
to go to work.
Well, I always kept a spare shirt and pants at work for that very reason, in case we had to work out in the, out in the sun or something like that, because you just sweat to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so tell us about this pig that you've brought. Are they in the house?
We did lose her. Unfortunately, we've been raising pigs for close to 12 years now, so it's nothing new to have to bring in a piglet here or there. Yeah, we had one that actually lived in our house for 18 weeks and thought he was a black lab. He laid on the dog bed with the big dogs, and he was this little gal. By the looks of her, mom had laid on her, so she had a crushed rib cage. So we were just trying to hopefully see if she would expand herself back. With pain, we gave her some pain medication and food, and unfortunately 2 days later we did lose her. We knew day 2 or day 1 she was doing really well. Day 2
she looked really spunky in your video. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna do great. And then I saw in your comments, I'm like, oh
yeah. 12 hours later she wouldn't move her back legs at all. So we knew that there was some issues with her spine and that. And it happens, unfortunately, when you're raising pigs, especially mama pigs they're dumb. And I love pigs. They're coonies.
Yeah.
We raised Yorkshires and Berkshires for years, and we switched over to the coonies. They're a red meat pig that some people keep as pets and some people keep as food, and we do both. And so, Jesse's saying happy birthday. It's my stink bug's birthday. My now 12-year-old. She turned 12. So Miss Grace. So yeah, she's actually at a youth group thing. Larry took them a little while ago, which is why he got me to myself.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah, no, so we were hoping that we get her comfortable and get those back legs really moving, and we never did get her back legs both moving the right direction, so we knew there was something with her spine, so kind of part of it. But yeah, we've had great big huge litters where we've lost none, and then we've had medium-sized litters where we've lost all of them because mamas just don't always do well. It's just a pig thing.
Yeah.
So,
well, Jen has a theory. She doesn't think Larry exists, actually. She thinks that
and we know you're good with Photoshop because that was your
I'm
yeah.
really good with Photoshop. He will be in my live tomorrow night.
Okay, we're gonna wait for that because well, I'm gonna be the play, but I'll have to like peek on there. I'm gonna turn it on before the play starts. I'll be like, I need to check something out, see if Larry's real.
Well, Larry is totally real. Yeah, no, and Jesse says the same thing. Does Larry exist? So Larry will stick his head in every once in a while during a live. He's like, I exist, and then he leaves again.
So I've seen Steve. I only saw Steve once, and I think he made an appearance in the video when they went to the homestead thing. Wherever they went, and they saw the Clyde from Clyde's Garden Planner. They saw Clyde, but he did exist. I saw him then, but it was brief. He could have just been a guy walking down the way, and she was like, "Hey, you come here."
Yeah, you could be Steve.
Can you be Steve for a second? And they're like, "I don't know, just be Steve."
Yeah, I mean, who's to say it's not a neighbor?
Well, I think Jen could be persuasive too. She's so hilarious. She could be like, "Hi, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do something for me." She'd be getting off in your face, be like, "Could you be Steve?" And they'd be like, I don't know who Steve is.
She saw Larry. He was in that freeze dry video I just had. He ate. Like I said, it's Kris and kids video, and Larry comes home to eat.
Okay, there you go.
That's
he does.
Should be
Pam called it out. I believe Pam. I believe her. No one sees my husband either. Jesse doesn't believe I even have one.
Right.
See, she's not admitting that Steve does exist. She's just laughing at us.
Right. And did you see Leanne's comment? Larry has to exist because we have 5 bio children. Wait,
that's true.
Wait. He heard us.
I heard somebody talking.
What? He exists. Ta-da! Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you actually? I have a few questions. Are you actually Larry from Kris and Larry Homestead?
As far as I know.
Oh, see? Did she invite you to come in at the last minute because you're just a neighbor and she wanted you to pretend to be Larry from Kris and Larry Homestead?
My ears were ringing, so.
Yep. From the other room?
I know.
I didn't even know you were home. I didn't even know you were home. See?
Quiet. Me and the Luna dog here.
He's got his dog. He's got his couch. There he goes. See?
Bye.
And there he goes.
And he's gone again. I will just have to feed him in a little while, and then maybe he'll sit still again for a little while.
It's like you have to take a video of him or picture of him as he walks by. You're like, click, there's Larry.
Right? Well, all of a sudden I was like, he is here.
Even she was shocked that he's real.
And Rochelle has figured it out. It's not Larry. It's obviously Batman.
It is. I think the last video he was in, he was wearing the same shirt. Maybe that's the only shirt he owns. He has that Kris and Larry shirts. That's it.
Eric only wears white t-shirts or Promised Land Ranch shirts. That's it.
Right? So, yeah, it's always a superhero shirt. Yesterday he had on classic Loki. We were in a video thing for our son Tristan. We were doing a family therapy that's via online, and I'm like, he wore that to work. Like it was a work shirt. It was a t-shirt and had Loki, and it was like, and I'm like, really? That's what you wore to your office? Like, it is.
Well, if it works.
See, it should be Kris and Cammy. It is. It is. I'm telling you. Like he said, he only comes home to eat.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Well, hey, at least you know you cook well.
Yeah, I've kept him around for almost 25 years, so I guess
you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job with that. He's been around that time. All those kids, and he's still around. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
You're doing good when they stick around, even though you have all the kids.
Right? Larry and I still date each other, which is awesome. That's one thing that I always tell people when they ask, how do you make your marriage? We still date each other. We still go once a week on a date, go to dinner, go to a movie, go do something just the two of us where there's no children.
Yeah.
And that has definitely, kept our marriage, as a marriage that is positive.
And
Because we
comforting.
actually like each other too. I mean, that's a good sign. So
Yeah, I think that to me, that's a sad thing. I've worked with a lot of people that
Don't like their spouse.
they do not like their spouse at all. And, you know, they don't sleep in the same room. They don't sleep in the same bed. They don't do things together.
Yeah.
I try to do things with Monica, but I got to compete with,
The garden.
no, I got to compete with whatever's going on in her head.
But Eric, here's the deal. Every time I see you, you're eating something in the garden with her videoing.
It's the only way I can spend time with her.
See, that's the thing though.
Spending time together.
We
That's
do.
what's important.
That's the thing. We choose to be around each other too. You know, like he'll be out there. It's so bad because as the kids have gotten older, I've really taken advantage of the fact that they're able to kind of stay and do their own thing. So if I go out, if the kids are just doing whatever and they're hanging out, oftentimes if Eric's like, all right, I got to go on the tractor, I got to move hay. I'm like, I'm going to come with you. Hold on. Let me get my shoes. I will literally sit on the side of the tractor. There's so many selfies of me with Eric, like just doing like this, where he's like, because I'm just sitting there enjoying riding on the tractor with him. There's not much conversation, which he probably enjoys because I'm not talking his ear off, but it's just the fun of being next to him and just sitting there and being near him. I mean, he'll go out and top off the grass and I'll just enjoy being with him. There's just nothing, you know, he'll be like, hey, I'm going to go get some ice. You want to go get a bag of ice? I'm like, yeah, let's go get some ice. We'll go to Buc-ee's and get some ice and some iced tea. So we make those intentional moments count so that, you know, we can spend time with each other, because one of the things I want to do is when it's just him and me and no more kids, because that's going to happen someday, I still want to enjoy him and me.
Absolutely.
You know, we have to be able to enjoy one another. So that's, you know, that's huge. That's valuable. So I love that you said that. And that's probably why you work so well as a family and a unit, because I mean, that's the only way it can really work.
Yeah, one day there won't be the children. They'll just be the two of us. So we'll have to look at each other and talk. No.
Exactly.
And we enjoy it, you know. So, but like I said, we're going to have our live tomorrow night, our 10,000 giveaway tomorrow night. So we're real excited about that. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific.
7. I was looking at 7 p.m. Central, I think. Wait, I'm looking. Okay, good.
Do you have the link?
Yeah, I'm going to grab the link right now. So so everybody make sure you go check that out. I'm going to click on that. I'm trying to find the link here.
And if you do plan on being there, make sure you sub to our channel early, because we have a 20-minute sub to keep yuckies out. Tomorrow night.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so just make sure you get subbed ahead of time. See, Lisa and Jesse. Jesse says we've never had a fight that Lisa didn't win.
There you go.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with women. They always got to win. That's
my theme song.
What's your theme song?
All I do is win, win, win. Ooh, ooh. That's my song.
Right.
I couldn't have let this live go throughout without me singing some horrible song.
Can we agree that you won't do that again? Please?
I won't. I'll just have it on my phone so I can just pull it up from now on and make you listen to it.
That works.
Yeah. 8:00 on the East Coast, 7 p.m. Central, and all the other times Kris said, because I don't know about all the other time zones. I just know Central and Eastern. That's why I live by.
My time. So that's Pacific time right now. So
there you go. 5 p.m. Pacific. There you go. So yeah, make sure you go over there. If you go over there and click that link now, you can set a reminder so you won't miss it. And that's my favorite, because I love the reminders.
And if you haven't had a chance to sub to them yet, make sure you do that.
Yes, do it now. Go sub now so that you can be a part of their thing.
Yeah. It won't let you post for 20 minutes for the first 20 minutes if you join right away during the live. So
yeah,
that's the one thing we are doing. But yeah, you guys, and it's just kind of part of, we're just thanking everyone who has come in and followed us. And it's like I said, we are just in awe of the support that we've had on YouTube and that. And so we just want to throw out thank yous, and we have all sorts of goodies to give away. So
well, I think there's so much, it speaks so much to your character and so much to your personality, and the videos that you're putting out. It's content that's fun. It's enjoyable. I've only just scratched the surface of what I've started watching, because I watch when I don't always comment right away. I have to go back and comment. So you'll see all of a sudden I'll comment on a bunch of videos. It's because I've watched them and then I go back and remember to comment. Like I saw the pig video and stuff, and the one where you were talking about the garden and then you went to the pig, and that was only like just 9 or 10 days ago, and I never commented. So I'll go back and make comments later, but I always watch a bunch or listen to a bunch and then go back. But there's so much good stuff on your channel, and I just I was so excited when Eric said he reached out to you, and I'm like, yes, I love her. Like, she is so, like, you're just so animated, and you just have such a good presence. And I love that about you, because I feel like not everybody is genuine, and you are so genuine. And so, like, I feel like this is what you would get if you were right in front of you.
What you see is what you get here. And we're a very loud, very active family. And it helps that Mom is very loud and active and Larry is not. So he just kind of sits to the side and does his own thing. So
It's an East Coast thing, but see, it can happen in Arizona too. You can be a loud mom in Arizona.
You're just loud in general. You were loud before you were a mom.
Whatever.
That's a Dundalk thing.
No, it's just a woman thing. It's just me. It's just my personality.
Nope.
God gave me this loudness. It's a good spirit about me. Don't try to break my spirit.
No, it's going to be really helpful when I start going deaf.
Just learn American Sign Language, and you guys can,
See, that's actually
American Sign Language, and I don't have to say a word, and they just like,
See, that's on my list. That way I can get people's attention too. That's on my list of things I want to teach the kids homeschooling.
But do you not want to say a word? That's the question.
Some days. I actually have 3 of my children, myself and my mom, all took 2 semesters of college American Sign Language, so we do speak to each other, kind of behind the scenes at things. If we're out in public and I don't want to, get at the kids, I can, yell at them and cuss at them, and they don't even know.
Cool.
Well, some of them do know. They're like, oh,
It's like, look at Mom saying.
You're like, we're in trouble.
I love that though. I love it. I love the whole thing. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We're up against the time. We're up against our clock. Leanne has already given the warning. And but I really appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. I'm so excited when you said you would come on. I really, really loved it.
Anytime whatsoever. Just let me know.
Well, I can't wait till you get to 20,000 and then beyond. I'm
working on it.
I know.
I only have 9,960 to go.
See? And maybe even not even that much. Maybe you'll get a couple just from tonight. But I think everybody in here already knows you and loves you. So,
probably. Yeah. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And I will see you again very soon.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Hey, who likes amazing large families that come and visit us? Large family mamas that come visit us, and husbands that just come and go as they please.
Farmers do. Jeez.
And farmers' wives do.
Until next week, everybody, thank you so much. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, do that. Go check our visitors out. Kris and Larry, get them up to 20,000. Let's go.
Yeah.
They're right there.
Yeah, we have 10,000, right? No.
No.
We have 9,900 and some people. We need to get some friends.
There you go.
Anyway, thank you
All
guys
right.
so much. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kris.